The Opie and Anthony Show.
Opie and Anthony.
Radio Shock Jock.
Opie and Anthony.
I refuse to sit here and think that radio has to be nice. Why? Why does radio, out of any other medium, have to be nice? We are being now held to a standard where we have to be nice and make people feel good. Go screw!
Radio Bad Boys, Opie and Anthony.
Controversial radio personalities, Opie and Anthony.
Infamous DJs, Opie and Anthony.
Talk show radio hosts, Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony.
Radio Shock Jocks, Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony. Shock Jocks, Opie and Anthony. Shock Jocks, Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony. Shock Jocks, Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony. Shock Jocks, Opie and Anthony.
All right, we get it.
Where are you driving to kick somebody out of the house?
No, Rick, I'm driving to a television program where
Okay, good for you.
I work here in Hollywood. Opie and Anthony.
John, where do you work?
I work on Long Island. I can't really tell you that.
Well, what radio station?
Sorry, no.
Exactly!
Opie and Anthony.
I like boobies because I wasn't breastfed as a child.
Aww. That's why Opie keeps E-Rock around.
For a good suckling.
It's time for people to understand these are words. If you don't like them, turn the dial.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Good morning.
Morning.
CBS FM. We're up to the letter C.
Morning.
This dumb station that's right next to us as we're trying to prepare for a talk show. Cranking up the tunes they love.
Yeah, they do play them loud. It's with that.
CBS FM.
Turn your music down, for God's sake.
CBS FM.
We're trying to study.
What's the deal with these guys?
They're counting down their 3,000 songs, Opie.
Oh, wow.
They claim
really?
to have the largest music catalog in the city, and it's 3,000 songs, so they're counting down from letter A, which I believe is ABC from the Jackson 5, which they started yesterday at 9.
Very clever, by the way.
Yes.
Very clever.
Yes. And it will end with a little ditty called Zorba the Greek. Of course, starting with a Z.
What?
I have no idea.
So why don't we play Zorba the Greek and get it over
Let's
with?
get it over with
Let's
right
go.
now.
Chop, chop.
Where's
Zorba
the little
the Greek?
Zorba the Greek?
This oldie station, you got one in your city. They moved into our building, onto our floor, into our green room, the place we like to take naps and take phone calls, and the guests go to kind of mellow out before they come on our show. Well, that's now a studio.
Yeah.
For this CBS FM here in New York City. And they're counting that. This is Zorba the Greek. It's an instrumental song.
Oh, my God. This will be the big... Wait, this is the big culmination of their... So when this plays, they'll be like, and there it is! That's A to Z, people! That's going to be it.
Yeah, they don't even make words anymore over there.
It's Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass. Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass.
Zorba the Great.
I was in Tijuana once and saw a donkey show. It's fantastic. That had a little Greek involved, too, let me tell you. Studio full of pederasts.
So they're going to play 3,000 songs to get to this.
And that's what's going to finish it off. That's the big ending.
Wow. Radio just sucks.
And in between, a whole bunch of crapola.
Dog ass.
Yeah, I'm feeling this.
And then you got the radio executives. They're like, iPods. We don't,
Yo, huh? What?
we don't know how to, we don't really know how to compete with iPods.
No.
What do you do? Well, let's count down from A to Z.
That's a good idea.
Okay. All right, we'll do that again.
I got an idea.
Yeah.
Let's do the Firecracker 500. It sounds like an auto race, so it's exciting.
Yeah.
And it can be 500 songs that we count down, and people will wonder what that number one song is.
You think they'll really wonder?
Sure.
Seems like there'd be a huge who gives a S factor with this.
No, people tune in and want to hear the whole thing.
Really?
Because they want to know what song number 283 is.
And this is how we're going to compete against iPods?
Yes.
And satellite radio?
iPods don't go,
Internet listening's way up. What do we do? What do we do to compete? I know. A to Z countdown.
It's on their website,
An A to Z countdown? Ending with this?
Ending with this.
La, da, 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 da.
There it is. And there it is, people. Our A to Z countdown. Hope you enjoyed your 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
That finishes it up. Now let's go back to one of the songs you heard because we played the whole catalog.
Not really, because a lot of those songs they never play. They're not brave enough to play Zorba the Great.
The Greek.
Greek.
Yeah.
See, I can't even say that. Yes, Zorba the Greek.
Zorba, the guy that takes it in the stinker.
And the old fart box.
Zorba the pillow biter.
Yeah. Hey, Stump Brain, find out what song they're up to, because now I need to know. Right. And this stupid David Hinckley, I'm going to start calling him out on a regular basis, because he's got to step down. He's writing other columns for the Daily News, and his other columns are pretty good. He writes some good pop culture stuff in the Daily News. But,
moving on from just radio, is he?
I don't know, because his On the Radio column is just who gives a crap stuff. A record countdown at CBS FM. CBS FM is staking its claim. No one wants this claim.
Well, they staked it.
This week to having the biggest playlist of any major commercial station in the city.
Congrats.
Wow, really?
I'll say.
Well, guess what? My iPod has a hell of a lot more songs than your dumb CBS radio station. The greatest hit station, whose ratings have surged since it switched from the jack format to focus on the 60s and 70s, is counting down its entire library this week. That's about 3,000 songs, says program director Brian Thomas. It started yesterday at 9:01 a.m. with ABC by the Jackson 5 and will reach Zorba the Greek. Thomas calculates sometime around 3 p.m. next Monday they'll get to Zorba the Greek.
Next Monday?
Yes. Technically, the widest playlists on the radio probably belong to the non-commercial stations like WFMU 91.1 FM, which might not repeat a song all week, or all month. Among major commercial stations which play music that's in rotation. This is what he writes about. WRKS and WLTW have pretty broad lists, too. But CBS FM has a solid claim. Solid claim to the broadcast, and the first few hours of this week's countdown showed why. It dropped in some often neglected old hits like
who gives a crap?
Often neglected old hits. They're neglected old hits because they suck.
Neglected old hits.
He's calling He's calling this song a neglected old hit. Please find Frogman Henry's Ain't Got No Home.
They ain't playing Frogman Henry's Ain't Got No Home, are they?
Well, you know this song?
Dude, I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
That's Clarence Frogman Henry.
What?
That is Clarence Frogman Henry, and you will recognize it once you hear it.
Stunt Brain. I wish Stunt Brain would get that lobotomy that they gave Taylor's astronaut friend on Planet of the Apes.
What backup Stunt Brain?
But we ask him a question, and he turns his head around, and you realize he's been lobotomized. You cut out his brain, you bloody baboon!
What do you got, Travis?
The song's hilarious. I heard it on the 50s on 5 one morning.
It's hilarious?
It's great.
50s on 5. What are you, a square?
What are you listening to, man?
You're a square.
What do you get with the beatniks?
You're trying to be a hip cat, but you're a square.
You're a square. Travis is a square.
You really are. Look, and look. Bloop, bloop, bloop. See, I just made a square in the air.
You're a square.
You're no hip cat, man.
No.
Funny song.
Get with it.
All right, we're gonna have to find out if it's a funny song. It's Frogman Henry's. What's his real name? Clarence Frogman Henry's Ain't Got No Home, known in the biz as Oh Wow Records.
You got it?
Let's go.
Ooh, ain't got no home. Ain't got no home.
I don't know this.
I know baby gone.
No. It's hilarious, as Travis has said.
What's so funny about
It's so bad that the white man decided not to steal it.
Wait, turn down
It's horrid.
Turn it down a little bit. Travis, why is this song so funny?
Yeah, what's
All
funny?
right, so I might have over-exaggerated.
But just tell me why it's funny.
Yeah, what's funny about
Because if you keep going in the song, he does some voices.
it? Oh,
Really?
wow.
Look, it's 4 in the morning and I'm driving to work, and certain things are
You
funny.
did say hilarious.
I know I said hilarious.
You didn't say mildly amusing.
I don't know, families laying dead in the highway to
Yeah, you're a square man.
show you real fun.
Go back to the phone, square man.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear a little more of that there, Iraq. Frogman Henry's Ain't Got No Home.
Travis isn't with it.
Oh, yeah, this is going to make me put down my iPod.
Yeah.
Is that one of the voices he does?
Might be one.
I got it now.
Oh, that's him? Looks a little gay. But he's got a frog on his back.
I ain't got no
Being sodomized by a frog.
Cause Daddy found out. I ain't got no home. Cause Daddy
Yes.
found out.
So here's another voice.
Oh, here's his wacky
Another voice.
It's great, right? I was right.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
He's got a frog on his shoulder. Yeah. There's a joke like that. He walks into a bar with a frog on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And the bartender goes, "Hey, where the hell did you get that?" And the frog says, "I got it in... They're running all over the place."
All right, can you turn this crap off? Well, thank you, David, that you're writing about this today, because I didn't know that we were going to hear Frogman Henry's Ain't Got No Home.
Not for a while, though.
Known in the biz as a Oh Wow record. Yeah, they're called like Wow records. Like, wow, I haven't heard that in a while.
Wow, this sucks. Let me turn the station.
And then it played both the Temptations and the Rolling Stones versions of Ain't Too Proud to Beg. No.
Stop.
And then he has to say that the Temptations version is still better. It's still better than the Rolling Stones version.
He's editorializing. I don't like that.
Well, the station plays little 50s music anymore. It's not forgetting Elvis Presley. Oh, thank God. He made his first appearance with All Shook Up around 11:30.
Gives the times and everything. Played at 11:30.
So that's what's going on with our sister station. Right next door, we're hearing them crank it up because the DJ is enjoying some of the songs.
They're very excited. Believe me, in your city or wherever the hell you are, there's stations doing their 4th of July things that they've done for years and years. It's such a hack thing to do. There's no new ideas.
No, there's not.
Play the catalog.
Yeah, just go A to Z.
A to Z.
When all else fails, you go A to Z.
That's the easiest thing to do.
And you could do greatest song countdown of all time, but Stairway to Heaven wins it every time.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while, they'll trick you and make Freebird number 1 and Stairway number 2.
I think Freebird is ever number 1.
And then you sit there going, "Wow,
like the Long and Winding Road." Or
wow, this year Freebird beat out Stairway. I don't know.
Wow, amazing.
Currently playing James Brown, Cold Sweat. So they're up to the letter C, going all the way to Z.
Jeez. It's going to take a week?
Yeah. Oh, my God. Sam in Boston, what's up?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Oh, it's Samantha, I guess.
Hi, Samantha.
Hi.
Yes, hello.
Speaking of Frogman.
Yeah.
I just want to let you guys know that the only time I've ever heard that was on the Lost Boys. Corey Haim was in the bathtub with all the bubbles.
Okay. Yeah, someone else said it on Instant Feedback. It was featured in the Lost Boys. I don't remember.
Who gives a crap?
In the Lost
Corey Haim.
Right.
Hilarious song,
Catch you later.
All right,
it's funny. I love when he does his voices.
Yeah.
Travis is right.
Yeah.
He's also gay.
Let's go to Joe in Arizona. Joe!
What's up? Tucson, Arizona, a.k.a. The Frog, man. I love your show, man. You guys are awesome.
All right, thank you, Joe.
That's my name, Frog, man. That's my voice, man. That's why I got it.
All right, what do you got, bro?
Hey, 2 things, man. I want to know whatever happened with the pool company and your pool.
Oh,
yeah, we need a pool update, Anthony.
Well, they snapped right to it when I made a threat here on the air that I was going to give them a horrid commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as we are right now, we are. Oh, well, you just tell them how my pool is.
You asked the question, you answer it yourself there, Joe.
There you go.
We're using you for the setup. Thanks,
Yeah,
Joe.
yeah. You just tell him.
Go ahead, Ed.
Well, it is just inches.
Yeah.
From the being full.
Yeah.
Yep. Should be done by about noon today.
Nice.
Got Keith over there keeping an eye on things.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got to put in the patio, the footings for the cabana, and they got to run a toilet line from the cabana so people don't have to come into my house to take dumps. Namely, Opie.
Hey, I don't even think I'll ever be invited to a pool party.
Of course you are.
I don't think I'll be invited.
There's a big party that we are planning. Me and the lovely Miss Nicolini are planning a giant party for the end of July. Mm-hmm. And everybody's invited.
Oh, look at that.
Everybody.
Are we going to be schmoozing with, like, news people?
Well, yeah, there could be some high-end celebrities there. Maybe Mr. Met.
Yeah.
We could drown him in the deep end. Push Mr. Met in the pool. Watch his suit get soaked and he can't swim, and we just laugh at him drowning.
It's going to take 6 of us to push that big head under the water.
Big-headed Mr. Met.
We're going to beat him and call him Mr. Mutt.
Just kick him in his big head till you start seeing blood soaking through it. You just know you're hitting something vital.
So, big celebrities, what? News people? These hacks that do the news every morning?
Hacks?
Are they going to be there?
These are brother and sister broadcasters, Opie. I don't think you should downplay what they do.
Look, you were right there with me. I understand you can't be there anymore.
What happened?
Because you're dating Jill, and that's fine, but someone has to still call out these hacks for what they do every morning.
Oh.
They're babbling all over the place today.
I want Smug Guy there.
Hacks.
I'm here at Anthony's pool.
Right.
Ma. See? Ma, is chlorine good for your skin? I'll let you know. Could be hidden dangers. Ma.
So the pool's going to be done by Friday, before the 4th.
Well, yeah, it should be done.
And a
then,
big pool party at the end of July.
Soiree being planned for the end of July, where everybody that I know and love will be invited. So that's probably 2-3 people.
Tops. That means your mom's not invited either.
Oh, of course. I know and love my mom.
Barely.
Of course I do.
We get the invite with everybody else. It's like the big group.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't think you're invited before that?
No, we know.
Let me tell you something, Jimmy Norton. You and Opie are cordially invited to my house today if you want.
Can't today.
I'm leaving today.
You could watch a bunch of Mexican people digging a hole and planting plants.
Well, I like that.
It's fun.
I'm leaving for Long Beach Island today.
Long Beach Island?
Never been. I'm going to check it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
When's your flight leave?
Why? Do you have to fly there? I don't even know.
Isn't that just like really close?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, somewhere down in Jersey, I guess.
Oh, okay. That Long Beach Island.
You don't fly to it, you drive to it.
Okay. Jeez.
That's deconstructing joke record.
I know. I met him yesterday.
I love him. He shows
I
up.
really do like him a
Shows
lot.
up once in a while. He gets no jokes.
It's just all serious. And he seems angry at the joke.
He hates jokes.
Because he thinks they're real.
They're time wasting.
Let's say hi to Greg on Long Island. Greg!
Anthony, did you just invite me?
I did say everyone into the microphone, yes.
Everyone.
Oh, that's an open invite to every one of our fans and listeners that are listening. Yes, of course. If you could get past the minefield and the machine gun emplacements, you're cordially invited.
Let's just give out the address, and well, how about if they know where you live, they could just show up?
Why not?
Really?
This is like a Paul McCartney kind.
Stay away. You'll be killed on sight. Do you know I was at a party over the weekend, and there was a gentleman there that said he lived on my street, the street that I live on now. And I said, really? What number? And he gave out the exact same number house that I live in now. He lived in the house that I had knocked down.
Oh, really?
That I had plowed into its own foundation so I could build my huge mansion.
Your huge emptiness.
Hey, it's full. It's getting full.
No, it's still empty.
Oh, no.
Emotionally, it's very empty.
Oh, emotionally.
It's extremely empty.
Devoid. It is an empty cube.
I hope that guy's house ended like in some poltergeist thing where you don't realize you're plowing over a cemetery.
The cemetery. Oh, yeah, the bodies come up through the pool.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Mrs. Shatner, the little boy at Tommy Lee's house.
Lou Costello's naughty kid.
What?
How? Yeah, it was his house. He actually lived there, grew up there.
That's pretty
the
cool.
The whole schmear. And then, my builder just had it plowed asunder in a matter of 15 minutes. Boy, can they rip a house down quick. And another house is going, getting the old plow behind me.
That's the new thing to do. They were doing that up in Boston a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, up there in like Wellesley, they would just take out the old houses.
It was built in like the 40s.
Well, because they run out of land where you'd want to live, so they're like, all right, I don't like this neighborhood, I don't like this little house, so I'll buy this little house, I'll knock it down, and I'll build what I want on this space.
The houses
that's
are
happening.
horrible.
That's happening in a lot of areas. Actually,
It looks like every one of those houses are like, it's the home of the future. That's what they look like. It's like the 40s version of what the future was supposed to look like. A lot of angles. A lot of like these roof lines that are just completely angular and triangular window in there.
Yeah.
To try to make it look like the future.
Yeah.
And then just plow it down.
I want to move in a neighborhood like that, but I want to buy a giant house
Mm-hmm.
and then knock it down and build a minuscule little studio house. Like a teeny, like a square box house.
That would be stupid and it wouldn't be economically sound.
You're right, I won't do that.
Hey, let's say hi to Chris.
I'm trying to steal your bit.
No, I know, but I'm agreeing with you because I'm using my bit in agreement. You're right, I won't do it.
Let's go to Chris in Detroit. Chris, what's up?
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hey, Anthony, just wondering if you're going to be formally announcing your engagement in July, will there be an October wedding?
Let me tell you, every time me and Jill plan something these days, everybody jumps on this we're getting engaged bandwagon.
Who's this everybody?
Everybody!
Oh, name names.
Family.
Your family. All right, well, that's different.
Family, certain friends. We do something. We plan something. And, a little get-together. And they're like, uh-oh. Ooh. I get a call from my sister yesterday. So what does this mean? Like everything we do, they take as a sign.
Because you used to not do anything. Now you do stuff, so they're very suspicious.
It's because I'm with Jill.
I understand why, but that's why they're suspicious because you used to do nothing.
Yeah.
You were known. You were known for doing nothing.
I didn't even furnish my house for a year and a half.
Exactly.
I had a beanbag chair and an Xbox.
Let's say hi to your ex-gay lover, Keith the Cop. Keith got
He's not
pushed
my
out fast.
ex-gay lover.
Remember Supercar Weekend, with Keith the Cop? Those are like distant memories.
The old days, Keith.
Those are just friends enjoying good times together.
Now he openly admits that you're not even a friend. He just pays you to do stuff.
Hey, I never admitted that.
Well, not on the air. Keith, go ahead.
Well, we were going over the menu for the party coming up in the end of July.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Anthony specifically told me, he said, hamburgers and hot dogs for everybody. And he said, I eat the lobster. Linger longer.
What? What are you talking about?
Who doesn't get the Star Jones reference from 2000?
Everybody.
You just went back 8 years with your
wow.
joke?
Well, shit, that's a good link.
You can't curse.
Come on, that's a good linger longer. That was a great bit back in the day when Anthony did the Star Jones about the lobster.
Could you drown yourself in my pool?
You know what? Dig that one up. I want to hear it on a best of or something while we're away because that's a good bit and that was...
Did you hear Keith while we're away? When
Yes.
did you become part of this show?
Yeah.
Back in 1999.
You got the
Back in 1999. He's starting to sound like Tippy Tom.
1 year before that great line that I just delivered as a lingo long.
This guy
That's
went
true.
back 8 years with a joke. And as far as part of the organization, you do the easy stuff. You wheel
Easy.
He wheels pink bags around. We do the heavy lifting. For this organization.
He brings stinky people to this program.
Oh yeah, that's a good
which
point.
he will never ever be forgiven for.
I can't make it August 16th.
What?
We're saying July.
Just making sure.
Oh,
Keith, are you at the are you at the compound?
we're all losing our minds.
No, it's 6:30 in the morning. I'm not at the
Oh, okay.
Well, dock him a day's pay, Aunt.
I call it Shay Jill. That's my compound name now.
All right, listen, we gotta take
Shay Jill. It was Shay Keith. What happened?
we gotta take a break there, Keith. Thanks for whatever you just did for us.
Thanks, Keith. I'll catch you later.
All right.
See you later.
All right, we're going to take our first break, 877-212-ONA, although the phones are pretty lit right now. Very good. On the way, wow. I watched this last night. I can't wait to play this on the show today. And
what?
It's right in Anthony's wheelhouse. Good old Joe Horn.
Joe Horn.
The story of Joe Horn on the way.
Is this show prep?
Huh?
Show prep?
Is that a song from CBS? The story of Joe Horn?
Right.
Who did that one?
It's about a guy named Joe who wanders the nation. He had his lungs removed due to some type of a kick from a hoof, and he had to have horns put in.
What would horns do?
Make it melodic every time he breathes.
Okay. Stump Brain, before we take a break.
Hell of a story.
Yeah.
Walk out that door, open the CBS FM door, and I want to hear it on mic. Yell, what song are you up to? Keep that door open.
Oh, my God. They're going to kill us.
Yeah, well, guess what? My whole goal is to move these dopes down the hall. We don't need them right next door to us. Wait, what mic is that? All right. Stump Brain. Stump Brain.
What song are you guys up to? Which song? Which one? The Kinks, Come Dancing. Come Dancing, the Kinks.
Wow.
All right, come dancing.
All right, CBS FM counting them all the way down to the letter Z, and they're up to C. And
Up to the C's.
Come Dancing by the Kinks. Boy, that's excitement, isn't it, guys?
If they're up to the C's, when do they play The Ex-Wife?
It's Opie and Anthony. God bless the BBC. I thought this was a joke.
Yeah.
But it's for real. A TV show that they just would not do in America. You hear about this top model show they're doing? Kind of like America's Next Top Model here in the United States. Well, the BBC is launching Disabled Top Model series. And I really thought this was a joke. But it's not a joke. And it's going to be airing on the BBC. They have launched a controversial new series which follows the lives of 8 young disabled women trying to make it as models. Based on the highly successful format of America's Next Top Model, it's a 6-part series selling itself on the catch cry, stylish, sassy, chic,
and a burden.
And disabled, yes.
And at the bottom of the steps, not moving.
The 8 contestants from the UK, the Netherlands, and the U.S. range in age from 19 to 27 and include a woman whose arm was severed in a bus crash.
All right.
Another who is profoundly deaf. How are you profoundly deaf?
Jesus.
How are you profoundly deaf?
That is not hearing anything.
Maybe it means you say really deep things, but no one can understand it. What?
That's profound, and you're deaf.
Or maybe they mean DEF. Maybe she raps.
She's profanely deaf. She just curses all the time. It's a misprint.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Stop. No one wants to hear hip-hop deaf girl.
Oh, look at Stump Arm.
Yeah, there's
a couple of Stump Arms.
Well, that one looks like she has no arms. That one on the second one in looks like she has no arms. This one is looks like she's paralyzed from the waist down because she's in a wheelchair.
That's fine.
Fake leg girl.
This one is missing half an arm. Fake leg, yes. What's wrong with the one in the back?
Oh,
that one's obviously deaf, blind because she's not looking toward the camera.
Oh, really? There's a blind one?
I would say redhead is blind. This one deaf over here.
All right, who do you do over there?
The one
looking at those pictures. You want the one in the wheelchair, old turnip legs?
Yeah, just throw them back. Who cares? Spindly, dumb legs.
Spindly.
Dumb.
Oh.
I would have to, for the goof, go with the one with no arms.
I think the one in the chair might be a problem because of problems with, it's a little stuffy. You want that area aerated a bit more than it can be done sitting all the time.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think she's out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the roid problem.
I like the girl with no arms because she looks like she's a good bobber.
The one with no arms, that would just feel weird.
Yeah.
Sometimes a girl really needs 2 hands in bed.
Yep.
She really does.
Hence the goof.
That's not a goof. That's a nightmare.
I think it's hilarious.
Oh, it looks like something from an old Tool video.
Why not bring a little funny into the bedroom? I say it's hilarious.
A little funny.
The one with just missing the arm below the elbow, that's just creepy.
Yeah.
Do they, if you're a woman and you have like that half arm thing, does she use the stump to like rub your hair with? Like, is that being done?
Do you feel it trying to caress your face, and you try like, all right?
Yeah. Like she slowly puts the stump down your cheek while you just vomit.
I don't know.
What they ought to do is they ought to make stump arms only like model baseball mitts and like mittens and other things
things that might look like a hand there,
or things that are really hot because she has to hold them real close to her face because of her little arms.
And then you got profoundly deaf. That could be a problem because she can't hear herself, and that will throw you off. If a girl says some stupid stuff in the sack, how quick are you just like losing it? Like, oh God, shut up. This isn't sexy. It's stupid. It's, so I can only imagine she would be making like noises because they can't hear themselves.
Yeah.
You ever see deaf people just kind of walk around going like,
I would imagine that the neighbor is calling 911 a lot when you're having sex with your deaf wife.
We had a deaf family living next door to us years ago, and they used to argue. And they'd argue in sign language, but they would also yell at each other. And it was this horrible sound. And it was loud as hell.
Sounds like elephant.
Yeah, it did. It sounded like elephants fighting.
I want the deaf one, though, because my fantasy is to be behind a girl and just railing her while I'm loudly banging cymbals.
Clang, clang, clang.
She doesn't even notice.
Yeah. She doesn't even flinch.
Yeah.
She's profoundly deaf. Yo, what's up, yo? All right, we got it, Jim.
All right, listen. The other model is an aspiring film director who suffers from a degenerative neuromuscular disorder.
Okay, that could be good.
She's a Jerry Lewis kid, I guess, huh?
Oh, is it? I thought it was like a Michael J. Fox, which would be great. You just sit here.
which means she's largely confined to a wheelchair. 8 contestants live together in a fully accessible apartment, get fashion model training from the best in the business, and fight it out for the ultimate prize, their own photo spread in one of the country's premier fashion magazines.
A trip to Kevorkian.
The show's creators, and this is where it's complete BS, but this is how they get these shows on the air. It's a freak show. It's a modern-day freak show. We all love looking at freak shows. We used to love those sideshow things, but, the goody two-shoe politicians had to, shut all that crap down. We, as humans, love this stuff.
Yeah.
This guy is saying the show's creator hoped the series would challenge. This is such BS. Preconceived notions of beauty and raise disability awareness.
Oh, really? No.
You're a
freak
liar.
Show.
It's a freak show. But you can't just go on the BBC and go, look, this is a freak show for everybody.
And you don't need to raise disability awareness. Everybody knows you when they see you.
Yeah, we're aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know they're there.
Right. Let's say hi to Nick in Louisiana. Nick, what's up?
Yeah, how you doing, guys? You know what stinks about this new show is that somehow they're going to legitimize Heather Mills by bringing her in and making her look like the queen of all handicapped models.
Well, she is.
Yeah.
She's a beetle killer. She's a piece of garbage.
So she didn't kill the Beatles. She is garbage, though. You're right.
Beetle killer?
What? Not a beetle killer.
What is that? What's a beetle killer, sir?
I think she just showed that Mr. McCartney was a bit pee-whipped.
He's a dope.
Let's say hi to Chris in Jersey. Chris, what's up?
Yeah, guys, I had this. Can I say that I had sexual relations with a girl in college that was deaf?
Ooh.
Yeah.
And
it was probably the most funny experience. The noises that she made.
See, I told you.
It's like deep. It's almost like you're with a guy, and it's awful. Like it's
hold on,
almost like you're a guy. Well, I don't want that.
All right, hold on, sir. Chris, how is it almost like being with a guy?
Because it's just like deep, man. First of all,
manly moaning.
I'm comfortable enough, but it's the most deep, the most. She was.
Why don't you, yeah, imitate the noise she made.
I can't do it. I cannot do it.
Come on,
get us
one.
Close as you can.
Give us one. Come on.
He's with Herman Munster. Grandpa, I'm being railed, Grandpa. Lily.
It was awful. The most awful thing ever.
Oh, is that horrible? Yeah, they don't know what they sound like, so they just kind of make these sounds.
Yeah, there's nothing to be embarrassed about because you don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
She was like beautiful too. It was like
Was she?
It's amazing what pigs we are. We're debating will we bang a girl whose ears don't work. Who cares? Of course I would.
Yeah, the ears are the last thing.
I don't care if they're on. I wouldn't even notice they were on until she put on her new sunglasses and they fell to the floor impotently. And I'd go, oh, that's the problem. No wonder you like me.
Let's
It's too hot for me.
Let's go to Virginia. Matt, what's up?
Hey, boy.
Hey.
About 5 years ago, I had sex. Well, I wasn't able to finish, but I hooked up with this deaf girl because, goddamn, she was a goer. Just do absolutely anything until it actually got to the sex part. And like the other guy was saying, it was just like, and I had to stop. I was behind her laughing, and I mean, you feel shaking and everything, but she can't hear you laughing. Everybody's just, what did you hear?
You were laughing at her from behind. Oh, that must have been some scene.
But the laughing, I would imagine if you're behind her laughing as she's making those weird noises, it's for her pleasure.
For her pleasure.
It's moving you around a little bit differently for her.
And they also, because she's deaf, she doesn't know how loud she is, so it's awfully ugly. I mean, it's just that ugly deaf voice. Plus, it's so loud that my neighbor, it was just...
It's funny.
I have no idea how loud they're being.
You know what I love about this radio show? From time to time, you just learn something. I had no idea that deaf girls sound like guys as you're having sex with them.
Like guys.
A pronking sound like something out of Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Matt, one more. Let's go. One more. Nah, he's gone. I can listen to that all day.
All loud, and imagine just you're like you said, behind her.
Yeah.
So you can say anything, like, "Yeah, you like this, you idiot." Hey, dummy.
And then it'll be really funny if she's like, "What'd you say?" And then you're like, "Oh no, that's right. This is the blind one."
I meant to hold up signs that said, "Hey, stupid."
Yeah. This is the collect them all week of Crips.
Wow. Let's get this out. Let's get this out of the way. We got a phone call from Canada. David.
Oh, no, fuck, man. I'm done.
What?
David.
Sorry. Whoops.
David.
Watch your mouth.
Hello?
Watch your mouth.
David, why are you cursing? What's up?
Might use that language in Canada.
Say Happy Canada Day.
Oh, Happy Canada Day.
Yeah,
you know what?
For sure.
Why isn't it?
What it is.
Why doesn't Canada stop ripping off America?
What? Yeah, how do we rip off America exactly?
You do, because we had the 4th of July, and you had to come up with some holiday that's kind of like it.
Yeah, why don't you try to say the 1st of July? It doesn't sound the same.
The way you think. Yeah, I guess so, but... No, I was going to ask Jimmy. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about this, but...
So sorry.
If you could stick your... Is Jimmy there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
No, dude, no way. Man, this is cool, man. Sorry about this, but could you stick your hand up your ass and scream about Prince Harry and his rosy cheeks?
Prince Harry?
Like, could you do something like, I know, because it's Canada Day, and trust me, I'm against the monarchy and stuff like that.
He's drinking.
Trust me, I'm totally...
Oh, you want like a Prince Harry rant?
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system. If this had been an actual emergency, the tones you just heard would have been followed by additional information or instruction. We now return to your XM programming, already in progress.
Pardon me?
Is the radio playing us in the...
I can't even speak. No, they got the Canada Day celebrations going on here at Kim Cooley today. Ugh. No, all right, man.
So this is what Canada Day is all about, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is great. At least here in the States, we just occasionally blow up our faces or hands.
Do you think Canadians,
as opposed to a radio show?
Yeah.
Do you think Canadians secretly thank us for being their neighbors?
Sure they do.
Yeah.
They have to.
On the phones we invented.
What is this guy? What is this guy defending?
Thanks, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry.
All right, go, Dave. Go. Enjoy.
Just go.
Just go.
Go. Just go.
Go.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's Canada Day, which is like the 4th of July.
And they love using the
without all the coolness.
The F word we invented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's an American word.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
The 1st of July. Everybody.
1st of July. And then they had to do it, make it before ours.
Right.
So everyone thinks theirs was first.
They do realize the only reason Canada is not America is because it's too cold. That's the only reason we didn't keep going north.
Oh, we'd have kept going north and just taken it all. Please.
You know.
A few more anthrax blankets. We'd own the whole continent.
All right, why don't we take a quick break?
Wait a minute. Tuesday, July 22nd, no good.
What?
Therapy, 3:45.
Oh, boy.
Jesus.
Don't make the pool party on a Tuesday.
That's out.
That's what Jimmy's trying to say.
All right, no problem. I'm working around your schedule.
How did this guy had phone sex with had phone sex with a deaf girl after the break? Well, no, let's get to him beforehand so he can move on to other things because we got to tell the story of Joe Horn. This is the story of the day. Horn. This Joe Horn guy, psychotic from Ohio.
Yeah, that's me.
What's up?
Yeah, I was on this social network called Color Me, and this girl contacted me. She seemed a little submissive, so we had some phone sex. And when I was talking to her, it sounded like she was just a little mentally challenged. She was moaning into the phone and grunting and, oh, yeah. And I'm like, oh, my God, what did I get myself into?
So she wasn't completely deaf.
No, she had a hearing aid, and that's the only reason I figured it out. I wasn't, enjoying myself, but I heard the feedback, and she said it was her hearing aid, and then that's when my soul was like, okay, you can go ahead and enjoy this.
Feedback for phone sex is fantastic.
So she wasn't totally deaf. She was more like head trauma. Line drive off the temple head deaf.
Yuck. All right, psychotic. Thank you.
Thank you.
For the 1st of July, it's what, Canada Day?
Canada Day.
We'll play this dumb thing from South Park. It's Opie and Anthony.
Times have changed. Our kids are getting worse. They won't obey their parents. They just want to fart and curse. Should we blame the government or blame society?
Or should we blame the images on TV?
No, blame Canada. Blame Canada! With all their beady little eyes and flapping heads so full of lies. Blame Canada! Blame Canada! We need to form a full assault!
His head is off!
Don't blame me for my son Stan. He saw the darn cartoon and now he's off to join the Klan. And my boy Eric once had my picture on his shelf. But now when I see him it tells me to myself. Well, blame Canada! Blame Canada! It seems that everything's gone wrong since Canada came along. Blame Canada! Blame Canada!
They're not even a real country anyway.
My son could have been a doctor or a lawyer, rich and true. Instead, he burned up like a piggy on a barbecue.
Should we blame the matches? Should we blame the fire? Or the doctors who allowed it to expire?
Heck no! Blame Canada! Blame Canada! With all the hockey hullabaloo and that bitch Anne Murray too. Blame Canada! Shame on Canada! Oh, the smoke must start the trash bin, trash the liquor and fuck must all be undone. We must blame them and cause a fuss before somebody thinks of blaming us.
Good morning, everybody. Opie and Anthony, Jim Norton, Stunt Brain over there.
E-Rock over there.
E-Rock over there. And CBS FM right outside our studio, just doing an A to Z countdown. I guess they're in the same business as we are.
Really?
One's a human jukebox, and the other show attempts to make people laugh and think all morning. That's fair. 877-212-0-A. You want to get into the story of Joe Horn?
I want to hear this.
Okay. I got a quickie just before Joe Horn because I was going to say hi to Boston and because we got a story from Falmouth, but we really should be saying good morning to Cape Cod. We're on a fine radio station on Cape Cod. Well, what a douche. We used to do like douche of the day. Teen charged with shoving senior off dock. Did you see this on the old internet last night? Why are you laughing, Jimmy?
It's just such a tool move.
Well, there's another move in here that's just is even worse almost. A 14-year-old boy was arrested yesterday after he pushed a senior citizen off a dock because he thought it would be funny.
Of course.
Correctamundo.
Police said the boy ran up behind the 71-year-old victim. This guy has seen the world, basically.
Okay, I thought senior being a high school senior.
No!
All right, now old person, now it's really funny. I just thought from the headline it was a senior.
You don't really mean that, do you?
I do.
What if some punk like pushed Sal in the water? You wouldn't be too happy about that now, would you?
Row!
What about one of your...
Get the boat!
What about one of your fine uncles? They're just on the dock and some punk pushes them in the water?
You know something? It's funny to everyone else. It's not funny to the relatives. I'll agree with you, but Jesus Christ. If I don't know them, I'm a-laughing.
You're a-laughing?
I'm a-chuckling.
That kind of chuckle?
Yes.
That's terrific.
That's terrific.
Why don't you play a little Sitting on the Dock of the Bay for this old timer?
Yeah. I bet he can't listen to this anymore. What made the guy? What made the guy do this?
Police said the boy ran up behind the 71-year-old victim.
Yeah.
Who was fishing off the dock with his grandson.
Oh.
What the F? Look, man, people wonder. This is where I got a soul right here.
Really?
This isn't cool.
Why did he push the kid in too?
Two, not instead. Also.
Both of them.
The old timer was fishing off the dock with his grandson and pushed him off the dock and into the ocean. The man suffered lacerations to both knees and lost his prescription glasses.
My glasses and my shoes, goddammit.
How do you find this funny? The poor fella.
And he can't swim, Ope.
Oh, and he can't swim. Great.
Oh, come on. How old is he? Is he that old and he can't swim?
Although the boy fled into the woods by the Talk of the Town diner, several people at the beach knew his identity and immediately called police. Once arrested, the boy was allowed to make one phone call, and this is what he said. Police said he chose to call a friend to brag and laugh about what he had done with his one phone call. What a douche.
Oh,
what a douche.
That was his one phone call?
Yes.
Dude,
yes.
You never guess what I did.
Yeah.
Come bail me out.
So there you go. Falmouth is on the map today.
You're 14. It's just funny to push a guy in the water.
Even the Dolphins were laughing at the old codger.
A good call with the Dirty Scoundrels. Who found that? E-Rock gets an assist today.
Oh, yeah?
First one of the year. Congratulations.
It's a funny movie.
Look at this. Steve Martin pushing the old lady right over into the water.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Steve Martin's just kind of walking with Michael Caine and the Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, and he just pushes an old broad into the drink.
That is funny.
All right, let's get into the story of Joe Horn.
I have a question before we do that. One quick, Stumpbrain might know. Is it true that Otis Redding died right after he did that song, like 3 days?
I believe so.
Okay.
I don't think he ever,
he never
knew how successful that song was going to be.
No.
All right, that was all. I thought I wasn't sure if it was a
He also did the No song.
That one.
No.
And I know.
That wasn't him, right?
Oh, no, that was who?
Ted Redding.
That wasn't the Who. Ted.
Oh, Bill Withers. Bill Withers. I'm sorry. I got my blanks mixed up.
Popular name. Ted Redding.
My soul singers, Jimmy. What's wrong with you? Getting all right. Joe Horn, everyone. The story of Joe Horn. They were debating this on CNN last night, and I was just amazed by the story of Joe Horn. And you will, too. This is right up Anthony's alley. A guy who's defending his home.
I love it then.
My friend. Another home invasion type story. The story goes Joe Horn was just minding his own business. And Joe Horn calls 911 to alert of a burglary happening.
Mm-hmm.
I believe at his neighbor's house. I'm not positive of the details.
Really?
I'm sure. Yes, right, Danny? So his neighbor was getting robbed. So good old Joe Horn decides to call 911, and that wasn't good enough for Mr. Horn. He wasn't satisfied with just calling 911.
Is this in Texas?
I don't know where this story.
This is not. When's this from?
It's a while ago because the case was just decided, I believe, the other day.
Okay.
Oh.
So here we go with Joe Horn calling 911 to alert the authorities about a burglary at the neighbor's house.
Pasadena 911, what is your emergency?
Burglars breaking into a house next door.
What's the address there, sir?
7418. Not my address, but next door, okay?
Yes, sir. 7418 what, sir?
Timberline Drive. I've got a shotgun. Do you want me to stop them?
Nope, don't do that. Ain't no property worth shooting somebody over, okay?
Well, they're breaking in right now. They're in their house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching them.
What color's the house they're breaking into?
It's kind of a red brick, right next to a two-story brick home, my home.
All right. What's the guys look like? White, black, Hispanics?
They're black, two of them.
Two black males? What are they wearing?
One's kind of a green shirt and white tennis shoes and blue jeans, and both of them are in the house right now.
What's the other one wearing, sir?
I didn't get a look at the other one. Hurry up, man. Catch these guys, will you? Because I ain't going to let them go. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to let them go. I'm not going to let them get away with this.
Okay, hold on.
Wow.
This guy's great. Holy Jesus. And two black guys. Is that his picture? Is that the guy? Oh, Jesus.
Good old Joe Horn.
I don't think he's very inclusive.
No.
I don't think he's got a lot of tolerance.
I believe Joe Horn at this point is foaming at the mouth.
He's like, if I don't see a cop here in a second, God damn it, I'm stopping this.
This is near Houston, Texas. A little town,
Texas. Okay.
A little town called Pasadena, Texas.
Wait, now my question is: were the neighbors home?
I don't believe so.
They weren't home at the time.
Okay.
Which probably, it's a tricky one.
Well, it continues. What do you think happened to Joe Horn? Let's get into this a little further because you don't even know what's going on yet.
I already know what happened, so I won't say it.
All right.
I'm good.
Joe Horn, this is what Joe Horn says to the 911 operator.
Can you see anything at all?
No, I just see where they went in the house. I can't see in the house.
I understand that, but you can see where they entered in?
Yes.
So they might slip out the same way, or can you see the front of the house?
I can't see the front. I can go out the front, but if I go out the front, I'm bringing my shotgun with me, I swear to God.
No.
I am not going to let them get away with it. I can't take a chance on getting killed over this, okay?
No.
I'm going to shoot.
Good line.
Stay inside the house and don't go out there, okay? I know you're pissed off, and I know what you're feeling, but it's not worth shooting someone over this, okay?
I don't want to, but I mean, if I go out there, to see what the hell's going on, I mean, what choice am I going to have?
No, I don't want you to go out there. I asked if you could see anything out there, if you could see.
I can see a little bit of the driveway, but see, I can't see the front.
Can you see anything out in the front of the house that, like a vehicle they came in or anything?
No.
I'm going to tell you when I've got officers on the scene out there.
Not yet you don't.
No, I know.
He's like, not yet you don't. I ain't going to wait.
Wow, this guy is showing patience, though. You can hear it in his voice.
He's chomping at the bit.
He wants to be out there in the baddest way.
He's covering himself in a couple of ways.
Yeah.
He's saying that he wants to go out to get a better look to see if he's in some kind of danger. If he's able to do that and stay on his property and kind of, if he feels his life is in danger. Now, the 911 operator telling him to stay in his house, that's a little tricky. This is a little touchy here.
Yeah.
It's not. It's 100% this guy wants to cap somebody.
Well, no, you know what it is? It's 100% this guy doesn't like seeing two guys breaking into his neighbor's house and have his neighbor come home and go, yeah, I watched the whole damn thing. And I watched him walk off with, your precious jewelry and whatever else cash you had in the house. He's thinking that. Like, you see your neighbor's house and you're friends with your neighbor, and you see your friend's house getting robbed. All you're thinking is, he's going to come home and I got to tell him, yeah, I watched the whole thing. Oh, no, I called 911, but the cops didn't get there on time, so they left. Knowing that it's Texas, for God's sake, you got a gun, you go out there and you use it. But use of deadly physical force is a tricky little thing.
If it's your house, kill him. I'm all for it. I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to defend yourself. But if it's across the yard at someone else's house and you know they're not home, as much as it sucks, you can't just shoot them. But I emotionally agree with you.
I don't know what the whole situation is
let's
yet.
move on here.
Let's see what happens.
So far, Joe Horn is looking at his neighbor's house getting burglarized.
What was the neighbor, a white man?
I have no idea.
The neighbor's a black guy?
No, the neighbor is a Vietnamese American.
He's
really?
Yeah.
He's Vietnamese.
Yeah.
We're all Americans.
So
we threw in the American part to be nice.
Yeah, let's just stop.
He calls him the G word, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. He didn't know he wanted to shoot more. The guy who owned the place and the guy breaking in.
I'm just going to lay some fire down into the house.
Yeah, old Joe Horn is not looking out for anybody, but old Joe Horn is trying to shoot someone.
This guy's a bit conflicted.
He really wanted to
know where to go with this one yet.
Clean out the barrels of that gun, didn't he?
So the burglars are in the neighbor's house. So let's move on with the 911 call, all right?
Why don't you listen to me carefully, okay?
Yes.
I've got officers coming out there. I don't want you to go outside that house. And I don't want you to have that gun in your hand when those officers are poking around over there. Okay?
I understand that, okay? But I have a right to protect myself, too, sir, and you understand that. And the laws have been changed in this country since September the 1st, and you know it and I know it.
September the 1st?
I have a right to protect myself.
I'm right there
And a
with you.
shotgun is a legal weapon. It's not an illegal weapon.
No, it's not. I'm not saying that. I'm
All right.
not wanting you to, make that
baby, he's
mistake.
coming out the window right now. I got to go, buddy. I'm sorry, but he's coming out the window.
Don't go out the door.
They just stole something. I'm going out the window. I'm sorry. I ain't going to let them get away with it. They stole something. They got a bag of
the
something.
house.
I'm doing it.
Mr. Do not
I'm
go
sorry.
outside the house.
This ain't right, buddy.
You're going to get yourself shot if you go outside that house with a gun.
You want to make a
what
bet?
You think. Okay, stay in the house.
You want to make a bet? You want to make a bet? I'm willing to make a little wager with you that I ain't getting shot.
God, Joe Horn rules.
Joe Horn, what a nut. I'll bet you that I shoot a before he shoots me. That's the name of the game. I'm playing with the 911 operator.
I hate Joe Horn.
Joe Horn rules.
I'm usually against the gun thing, but Joe Horn rules.
They're coming out, so I got to go. I'm sorry. I got to go shoot somebody.
You're going to get shot if you go out there.
You want to bet?
You want to make a bet?
I'll make a little bet with you.
You know why I hate him? Because he's not being honest. He's not being honest.
He
wants to just kill two black dudes. He's not. If he was being honest about it, I'd be right with you, loving Joe Horn.
Yeah.
But he's using that little slick. He's like he knows what he's doing, and he's trying to leave himself a little legal alibi. I hate Joe Horn.
That's why this is a great story, man.
You know what?
It's a great story because I think Jimmy's right there. I mean,
lying.
he's got the excuse he was looking for.
Let me tell you something.
But he still rules for. I don't know why, but he just rules.
He can be completely wrong in this whole thing. This is absolutely not the way you handle it. If you're a gun owner, it's not responsible. I wouldn't handle a situation like this. But if he shoots these burglars, I could give a flying F. Good. Those guys are criminals, non-productive members of society, and in a great state like Texas, good for them. They got what they deserved, whether it's legal or not.
I'll only agree with you if they're guys who had like a violent history. If they're two, look, I don't want to get burglarized, obviously, but if they're two guys who are stealing something to get high, I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not saying they shouldn't go to jail, but to have two guys get killed who are non-violent offenders like that, who don't have violent histories, I can't.
What if someone was in the house? What if this? What if that? Who knows?
Were they armed, though?
We don't know. We're going to find out. Let's find out.
I like this story.
And do they get killed? We don't even know that yet, Jim.
I know he wants to shoot them.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I backed up the tape.
Tell Jimmy, Steve from Bayshore, tell Jimmy to leave therapy or leave the show.
No.
Oh, God. It's sensitive Jim.
But no, it's not that. It's just this guy is making me sick because he's lying.
I love this guy.
He's lying.
He's a true American hero.
I'm right down the middle on this one.
He's a boob.
I'm right down the middle. I agree with what Jimmy's trying to say, but for some reason, I just think he rules, though.
Here's what he is. He's a little fat-faced. Look at him. He's a little fat-faced old man who wants to feel virile and young and powerful. He's using this situation to do what he wants to do. He doesn't care about that dumb neighbor.
Yeah.
Joe Horn stinks.
Who does Joe Horn look like?
John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy?
Yes.
John Popper a little bit.
Little Popper? reminds me of someone that is associated with the radio show, though. It's driving me nuts.
Oh, my
We'll
God.
pop it up on onaradio.com.
Oh, did I just plug the
I'm sorry, Jimmy. And I tried. I sat there. I deciphered.
I didn't
I gave it
even-
a second.
What a dope I am.
Not even close. What are you doing?
Oh, my God.
I'm all for a good E-Rock slamming, but...
Oh,
my
I think
God.
that. Oh, you don't think it does?
No.
Oh, I don't know. Pat from Monarchy.
Yeah, it is Pat from Monarchy.
There you go.
Definitely.
Oh, look at Jimmy
Pat
coming
from
back
Monarchy.
strong.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going out there.
Yeah, all right, guys. You know. All right, I backed up the tape. Here we go. Joe Horn.
Don't go out the door.
They just stole something. I'm going out the window. I'm
Don't
sorry. I ain't
go
going. I ain't letting them get away with it. They stole
Go
something. They got a bag of
outside the
something.
house.
I'm doing it.
Mr. Do not
I'm
go
sorry.
outside the house.
This ain't right, buddy.
You're going to get yourself shot if you go outside that house with a gun.
You wanna
I don't
make
care
a
what
bet?
you think.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
stay
kill
in the
'em.
house.
Yeah.
They still getting away.
That's all right. Property's not worth killing someone over. Okay? Don't go out the house. Don't be shooting nobody. I know you're pissed and you're frustrated, but don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
You hear him say, I'll kill him? He stinks.
First
He
of all,
wants to.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
Yeah.
He's not defending anybody. He's just being he's just using this as an excuse to unload that gun.
He's defending his neighbor's property, which isn't,
He doesn't care about his neighbor.
it isn't legally.
no one really cares about their
You're not
neighbors.
supposed to do that.
I mean, maybe like a small percentage of us do, but for the most part, we don't care about our neighbors.
No.
Let's say hi to Casey in Texas. What's up, Casey?
Hey, I was listening earlier. I heard that these guys weren't blacks. I heard they were illegal aliens.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah?
But they look black to me.
They are two black. Is that the
They're
two guys
black.
he shot?
Yeah, they're two black guys.
No.
They're illegal.
That's him, and then that's the two guys he shot at or
I
something?
did hear they're
They're Colombians.
Colombians.
Oh,
Okay.
Colombians?
And both illegal and both convicted criminals from Colombia.
Because Sosa says so.
You expect me to believe Joe Horn's a fat-faced idiot because Sosa says so?
Fat-faced idiot.
Oh, that's who Joe Horn looks like. The guy that was dancing in the Copa when they shot at Montana.
Oh, that stupid mask.
Bobo, whatever the guy.
Bobo.
Let's say hi to Jared in Boston, listening on BCN, a regular to the Opie and Anthony show. What's up, Jared?
Hey, guys. Anthony, finger on the button. I'm going to need an assist.
All right.
The house next door to me was broke into by...
Okay.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
Whoa. Who saw that coming? Let's see. Oh, okay, let's take Mike in Brooklyn. Mike.
Hey there. I don't know what Jimmy's problem is. Is it... Jimmy, you can't believe that this guy, he just wants to protect his neighbors.
Dude, listen to me.
Just irate of people breaking in.
I get that. But to me, I'm listening to this guy, and what I'm seeing is a guy who is building excuses and dying just to shoot the two guys who went in there.
Yeah.
He's really not. If there was a violent assault on his neighbor, or if his neighbor was home in bed, that's different. But that's not what's going on here.
How was he to know? How was he to know if they were home or not?
Because he shot them coming out. Why didn't he run in there and chase them in? He shot them coming out.
You're not allowed to use deadly physical force to protect property. I'm not sure what the law is in Texas.
Who's to say? All he was saying was he was going to go outside with the shotgun.
But dude, you're right.
He could have held them there on the front.
Do you not know what he's doing right now? You're listening to this as well as I'm listening to this. Are you honestly going to tell me you can't hear how he is just really wants to go out and shoot those guys? Come on, are you that imperceptive?
If he really had a bloodlust to do it, he would have gone. He would have stopped talking to the 911 operator immediately. The operator was able to keep
He
him on
stopped
the phone.
talking to them as soon as they came out of the house, and he could go shoot them.
Oh, really?
He didn't.
Is this true? Texas law allows the use of deadly physical force to protect property. Goddamn, who can't love Texas?
Why aren't you moving there?
That's my goddamn Jeep.
Why aren't you moving there, Ant?
Hey, if it was his own, but dude, how could you not hear that? What he's doing?
I didn't hear any kind of psychoness or bloodlust. I mean, the operator was able to keep him from going outside.
You don't hear.
How many minutes?
Hold
No, I
on,
don't.
dude. As soon as those guys came out, within a minute.
I want to go out.
What's
He
that?
said, I want to. He didn't, literally go out immediately.
Why did he just stay in his house?
Kept him on the front lawn.
No, dude, they went inside. He called 911. The cops didn't show up. He went over there, and as soon as they came out of the house, I gotta go, buddy. And then he goes, I'll kill him. Why?
Because it's irate.
There you go.
The idea of somebody being robbed.
Okay, he's pissed off.
What's wrong with caring about one's neighbors? What's wrong with that?
So you can't see where caring about one's neighbors ends, and then consciously making a decision to just go out and blast them.
You sure you didn't want to like apprehend them at the scene? Say, drop your bag. I'm armed. Stop right there.
Because you could hear it.
Yeah.
Why didn't he call 911 then?
At gunpoint.
Why didn't he just not call 911?
Maybe because he knows there's no excuse.
Maybe he was
to me,
looking
he's
for the
building an
excuse.
He
excuse.
was just trying to do the right thing all around.
You think so?
All right.
Yeah, that's what he's doing?
Every single move, he tried to do the right thing.
No, he didn't do it. He's building. How can you be that imperceptive to not hear what this guy is doing? You're listening to the same audio I am.
At all.
What's that?
There's nothing like psycho about his call at all.
I didn't say he was a psycho, dude. But he wants to go out and shoot those guys. You can't not hear that.
No, I think he was just angry, seeing a crime happen right in front of him, and
you're talking in circles.
And held them on the front lawn at gunpoint.
He was angry. That doesn't give him the right to go over and shoot those guys. And emotionally, I agree with it. Like, I understand that rage and hating those guys. I'm not saying that. But you can't say you don't understand what he's doing in this phone call.
No, I don't think he was trying to set himself up with a loophole.
Oh, really? Like he's saying things like, well, I might get shot myself if I go out there. Really? He doesn't need to be outside. And yet he's building a possible scenario where he'll be outside and be in danger.
The cops were not quick enough.
What's that?
The cops were not fast enough. So he felt like he had to do something instead of just watching the whole thing unfold.
Yes, he felt like he had to go out and shoot the guys. Yes, but exactly. That's
I think
what
he has
had to do.
the right to go out and try to stop them.
Right.
And then I think he does have the right to do that. Any citizen has the right to try to stop a crime in progress. If then during that he feels his life is being threatened, then he could use deadly physical force. In Texas, apparently he could use it for property, which is pretty funny. I didn't really know that. But and then I'm looking at this other thing, the castle doctrine that they call it, which you can just use deadly physical force to protect property.
Your own property, yes.
Yeah, but Jimmy, there is now a law in many states called the Good Samaritan Law where you can be locked up if you see a crime and don't do something. So this could be a case where...
Right. Seinfeld got locked up for that.
And how do you know what was in his head?
You might all be right.
How do you know what was in this guy's head?
Because you're listening to him. We're all hearing the same audio, and I don't buy it. I don't believe the guy. I don't believe Joe Horn. I'm listening to him, and he wants to go out and shoot.
Now,
and I can hear it.
These guys were part of an organized burglary gang. How do we know what was in their heads? How do you know what's in anybody's head?
I'm not saying that they're not people that aren't roaches. I'm not even saying that they're not cockroaches. I'm not saying that we're not better off without them. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when I'm listening to this audio, this guy just wants to go out and shoot them, and he's using this as an excuse. And I can hear what he's doing by listening to it. I'm not saying that they're not scum or those poor innocent men.
You're reading so much into his 911 call. It's like some reverse racism. Like,
I'm listening.
Because he's white.
Don't be dude. Stop being a little. No one is using. Don't be an idiot.
But Jim, you know what? Too at the same time,
you're the idiot.
I did it.
I'm the. Hold on, stupid. You're saying that it's reverse white racism because he's white? Shut your mouth, you're dummy.
You're a chinless moron.
Yes, I am. I understand I'm chinless, but to try to yank the white angle, I'm not a guilty white guy. Stupid. Learn who you're talking to. I'm not a guilt-ridden white guy. I just don't agree with this Joe Horn.
My own father apprehended somebody that was robbing a neighbor's house and held him at gunpoint until the police got there. 2 guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't shoot.
And as he described it on the phone to me many years ago, he said, 2 were trying to rob a house next door.
And you wonder where you get it from.
He held them at gunpoint until the cops got there. And I think he actually told them, don't move or I'll shoot you.
That's wonderful.
And Kenny, I did hear that and I did say that. You're right.
All right, listen, we got to take a break. Thank you, Mike. We're going to have to agree to disagree on that one. Okay, listen, Mike.
But don't yank out the thing on the reverse race. Shut up.
I'm going to yank out your thing.
All right, listen, we got to take a break. We're really late. When we get back, does Joe Horn leave his house?
No!
And I think we know he leaves his house at this point. But what happened to Joe Horn. We're going to find out after the break. Opie and Anthony, stay there. We're back with the Opie and Anthony Show. I like this dumb song. Anyone?
Space Hog.
Very good. Anthony knows.
From the old days.
We used to play this on the only station that really rocked.
Yeah, which one was that?
In the Meantime by Space Hog. On the only station that really rocks. Every other radio station that's playing rock and roll, they don't mean it. They're not really rocking.
They don't really rock.
We're the only ones that really rock. Shut up. All right, we're in the middle of the story of Joe Horn on the Opie and Anthony Show.
Joe Horn.
So basically, Joe Horn sees like a couple thugs breaking into his neighbor's house. He calls 911, and he's on the phone with 911, and he's debating what to do. And this is the clip we just played before break, just to get everyone up to speed, and then we'll move forward with the Joe Horn story.
I want you to listen to me carefully, okay?
Yes.
Got officers coming out there. I don't want you to go outside that house. And I don't want you to have that gun in your hand when those officers are poking around over there. Okay?
I understand that. Okay, but I have a right to protect myself too, sir, and you understand that.
Yes. I need sausage.
In this country, and that's since September the 1st, and you know it, and I know it. I have a right to protect myself.
I'm right there.
And a shotgun is a legal weapon. It's not an illegal weapon.
No, it's not. I'm not saying that. I'm
just
not wanting you to, make
he's coming out the window right now. I got to go, buddy. I'm sorry, but he's coming out the window.
Don't go out the door.
They just stole something. I'm going out the window. I'm sorry. I ain't let them get away with it. They stole something. They got a bag of something.
House.
I'm doing it.
Mr. Do not
I'm
go
sorry.
outside the house.
This ain't right, buddy.
You're going to get yourself shot if you go outside that house with a gun.
You want to make a
what
bet?
You think. Okay, stay in the house.
They're still getting away.
That's all right. Property's not worth killing someone over. Okay? Don't go out the house. Don't be shooting nobody. I know you're pissed and you're frustrated, but don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't you do it.
The instructions of this 911 operator could not be any clearer. And this dummy talking about, well, the laws have changed and it's a legal weapon. He's all caught up in the legality of it, and yet there's a real sincere plea.
The 911 operator, I don't hear him doing any more than telling the guy, if you go out with the gun, the cops might mistake you for one of these guys and shoot you. It doesn't, and he's saying property isn't worth shooting someone over. He's not preaching any legality to this guy.
No, the guy's preaching legality to him.
Yeah, he's telling him, I'm going out there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And the guy is saying, which is also a good point, the cops could have rolled up, seen him with a shotgun.
Oh, yeah.
So anyone who's yelling that this guy's a hero, he's not. He's not. Had it been his house and he killed them, or whatever, good.
I
But
love
if
that
he shoots
big
these guys,
Charlie Brown head.
if he blasts these guys, he has to go.
You could hear the racism in his voice, to be completely honest. Yeah, there's a part in there where you could just tell that there's some racism involved. He's a racist.
He might have shot. I don't know. Like, if they were white dudes, he might have felt the same way. But when he just said,
you could hear the anger in his voice during one part of that last segment where you could tell he's just a racist guy.
How is that racist? He's just angry.
Because no one cares about their neighbor's property that much.
These guys are from Texas. It's a whole different mindset.
Yes.
The neighbors are away. He's worried.
Come on. No one cares about their neighbors.
Where's Kenny?
Another thing is, like, this phone call, I edited it down so we could play it on the air, but this phone call was over 8 minutes long, and I think what was adding to his frustration was that, like, all this time was going by, and I'm sure him witnessing this just made time feel like it was taken, right. Stretching and stretching. No cops are showing up. No cops are showing up, and he did the right thing. He called 911, he waited there, and he just felt like, no one's ever going to show up.
But we're just playing the highlights. So basically, what Joe Horn's thinking, oh my God, I've been on the phone with you for 8 minutes. Where are the cops?
This is not real time, by the way. This is
that's kind of important too.
All right, where are the cops?
Let's move on. Here's what happened to Joe Horn, the robbers, the 911 operator, everybody.
They got a bag of loot.
Okay.
Loot.
How big is the bag? They're carrying a bag of stuff. They're walking out about a handful.
Yeah.
Which way are they going?
I can't. I'm going outside. I'll find out.
No, I don't want you going outside, Mr.
Well, here it goes, buddy. You hear the shotgun clicking, and I'm going.
See?
Don't go outside. I'm going to get on your radio, Jeff.
Oh, you're dead.
Pasadena.
Get the law over here quick, man. Get one of them's in the front yard over there. He's down. The other one's run down the street.
Where
I
are
had no
you?
choice. They came in the front yard with me, man.
Where
I had
are
no
you?
choice. Get somebody over here quick, man.
I had no choice. I had no choice. Oh, he's backpedaling.
Yeah. No, he wasn't lying. He was being real honest.
Hey, you're dead. Oh, damn, I am. Wow.
Unbelievable, huh?
Yeah.
Fired 3 shots.
Sounded like the first 2 hit the guy who was closest to him, and it sounded like he was taking time to aim as the other guy was running down.
Yeah,
the block.
running down the block.
It's very visual. All right. Well, this is what happened to Joe Horn, everyone.
What happened?
Joe Horn will not face criminal charges for shooting and killing 2 suspected burglars.
He killed both of them.
It is a case that's generated strong emotions from those who say what Horn did was wrong and those who say it was right.
Well, now we know that the law was on his side.
Well, good evening. It has been legal limbo surrounding this case over the last several months, and specifically during the last 2.5 weeks as the grand jury weighed all of the evidence. Well, this afternoon, that process finally came to an end.
Today, having heard and considered all of the law and the evidence, the grand jury no-billed Joe Horn.
It's a decision 7 months in the making, a grand jury vote that clears a Pasadena grandfather from the threat of criminal charges.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, I guess if Texas said it must be so, then it must be so, because they're not known for making any bad legal decisions.
Jim, you definitely got some people on the line that
they all disagree with me.
No,
oh, really?
That's not true.
Oh, okay.
Got Rick in Louisiana. Let's say hi to Rick. Rick, what's up?
Hi, little boys.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I love you, little Jimmy. I agree with little Jimmy. This guy intended to go out there and kill. He could have loaded his shotgun with birdshot, and birdshot is not going to kill somebody, but with double-aught shot, he wanted to go out there and kill those guys.
Oh, you don't wound people when you shoot them, first of all. When you make a decision to shoot someone, you're shooting them to kill them. That's what you do. It's not the movies. It's just, was the guy legally, did he overstep his boundaries when he shot at these guys?
Of course he did.
Where was he? That's what I don't know. Was he on his property? Was he in his front lawn? Did the guys run across his property?
Yeah, he said that in the audio, that they came into my yard.
Well, parts out of his mouth.
They're basically running through his yard to get away.
That's tricky right there. You know?
But they were obviously just running through anyone's yard to get away.
I'm not saying this guy wasn't obviously getting off on the whole situation and pretty much wanted to clear out the barrels of that shotgun.
Yeah.
But whether he was within the law there?
So what kind of follow-up do you have, Iraq?
Oh, we got another one. Hold on a second. Let's say hi to Mark. We got one more clip. Mark in Jersey, what's up?
Hey, there's only one thing I disagree with him about, him shooting them, is he's out in public shooting people. If it was in his own house, that's great, that's fine and dandy, but he's out in public, and there could have been anybody else out there that he hit with his buckshot.
Yeah, and this is not about feeling bad for the criminals. The guys are probably vermin. And Stump Brain, so they have long criminal histories, and we probably better are off without them. This is the Joe Horn's the guy I have the problem with. Not saying that they're not scum.
All right, thank you, sir. Let's the final clip from the Joe Horn story.
Autopsies revealed Hernando Torres and Diego Ortiz died from gunshot wounds to the back. Horn's neighborhood became the focal point of heated protests, and last week the fiancé of one of the men he killed demanded justice.
Just that he do some time. I want him convicted, period.
Horn always said he acted in self-defense, and moments ago, his attorney thanked the grand jurors for believing what he called the truth.
Well, I think the evidence showed that Joe was, in fact, within his legal rights to do what he did. He didn't want to do it, but he didn't have any other alternative.
Nah, he wanted to do it. That's pretty obvious.
That's the dishonesty I'm talking about. How can anybody not hear that?
Yeah, that's pretty obvious that he wanted to do it. He was just waiting for...
Did he want to do it, or did he want to... Was he really pissed off and wanted to protect his neighbor's property.
That's why he said, "I'll
and
kill
go
him."
out there. Yeah, you know something? That's what I'm saying. It might not be the right thing to do, but his intentions and motives here are being questioned, as if he just instantly wanted to go and shoot people, or did he really want to protect his neighbor's property? And then when he went out there, and if he was confronted by these guys, and they ran up on him and were completely surprised, and he takes a shot at him.
Shot in the back, both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them in the back. Stop.
They were running away.
Of course they were. And again, had they been running out of his house and he shot him in the back, I'm all for it. They're in your house, kill them. They're across the yard, stop. Kenny, what do you think? You're an officer of the law?
Take your time, Kenny. No
problem. Saunters over.
I'll lumber over to this microphone.
What do you think?
I'm all for law and order. I guess we all should move to Texas because you can get away with a lot more.
Oh, well, see, now he's saying that perhaps.
Well, a grand jury, they're just regular, citizens that get subpoenaed to sit on the grand jury. So I guess he lucked out with the jury pool. But, there seemed like some questionable circumstances, although I wasn't there, so I can't second guess.
We know you weren't there. No one was going to say, Kenny, why didn't you tell us what happened? You weren't there.
Well, I want to ask Ed.
When Mr. Horn turned.
Yeah. And would you shoot these guys?
No.
I know you don't care about your neighbors, so we got to make believe you care about property. You got to make believe you care about your neighbors.
No, neighbor's property.
Running through your yard? It looks like they were running through his yard to get away. Now, are you shooting?
That completely depends on the circumstance. If I'm hanging out in my yard and they come flying over the thing, are they armed? Am I looking at somebody who's armed now coming toward me? Then I'm shooting.
Oh, I know that. If we all know that, but I'm saying in this case where it's obvious
situation,
they're using your yard to pretty much get away, and they're running through your yard.
I would I wouldn't have shot him. No way. I'd wait for the cops. In my neighborhood, they show up in 2 seconds.
Were the guys armed? Did they turn out to be armed?
I really don't know. But Iraq, you don't.
There's ABC News in this video here saying where the reporter is standing is where Joe came out, and that the two criminals were right by this tree on his front lawn there. That's where he shot.
On Joe's front lawn?
On Joe's front lawn.
Oh, and that's where he shot him.
Yeah, they were running to get away.
The audio says that these guys ran into his yard. Joe Horn said that.
Yeah.
But they weren't running toward Joe Horn. They were running away from Joe Horn.
Yeah, he went out there because he wanted to confront them and shoot them. That's what he wanted to do. He's a fat hick. The fat hick.
Let's go.
If you want to, whatever, man.
Love his big Charlie Brown head. I love it.
You know what he's doing.
Let's go to Matt on Long Island. Matt.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm a big fan. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this guy really took all the steps to avoid, being an action star redneck, because I think, he called 911 and he sat on hold for 8 minutes. I think if he really wanted to be a big shot, he would have went out with the gun, fired, did whatever he had to do, and then call 911. Sounds like they had to call his phone when he went out with the gun,
Why did he, my question is this, though, why, when they're running away, does he go out with his gun?
Because he felt his neighbor had been robbed, and they were getting away with the loot, as he said, the loot. Smokey McCracken says he should have put one of their mouths on the curb and stomped the back of his head.
Yeah. Sure. Little Ed Norton justice.
Of course.
Let's go to Paul in Jersey. Paul.
Yeah, Joe Horn was absolutely correct on what he did. I mean, if he doesn't do it, his house is next. The cops aren't getting there in time. You got to take care of yourself.
Anytime criminals get blasted, I don't care. I really don't care.
That's true, man. I agree with you 100%, Anthony.
What he did, was it right or wrong legally? The grand jury found that he was justified. Who am I to say anything? I personally wouldn't have taken a shot at the guys, but the grand jury found him innocent. You do hear it in his voice. He's pumped up. He's a little eager.
Yeah, I'll kill him. I'll kill him. That is
a mindset. And I got to tell you something. If you're sitting there watching your neighbor. Now, I don't know how much he cares about his neighbor or not. It could be a great friend of his. It could be a lifelong buddy or something like that. If you're watching that happen, you're going to get pumped up. You're going to get, like, aggravated and really, like, where are the cops? What are they doing? Let me get out there and try to hold these guys until the cops get there. And then when they turn around and they're on your property, even though they're running away from you, where are they running? Are they going to your front door? Are they going to turn around and take a shot at you? Sometimes you are justified shooting people in the back.
You're right. But we all know with this case, that's like the way a lawyer would explain it.
Yeah.
We all know, we all have a common experience in life. He went out, we heard what he was saying, that's what he wanted to do, and that's what he did. Those guys weren't, no one is charging an old redneck with a shotgun pointed at them. They were shot in the back, and everybody knows that. It's like a lawyer would say, well, technically they could have, and I don't even know the law as well.
But that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing is the lawyer's going to argue that he felt that his life was in some kind of danger.
He was in the house.
Whether it was or not.
Why did he leave?
Left to protect his neighbor's house.
He didn't care about his neighbors. Why did he go in after him then? Or why did he stand outside the window? Why was it? It's stupid.
Because he was waiting. I think he was waiting for the cops.
He saw this chance slip into. He knew he had to wait, but as they were leaving, he had, because he didn't have the guts to go in after them. So if he really wanted to, he could have just went in after them. He couldn't do that. So he saw them getting away. This was his last chance to do what he wanted to do, and no cops were there, so he went out and did it.
I really don't know these neighbors, Horn said. I know the neighbors on the other side really well.
Oh.
I can assure you, if it had been their house, I'd already have done something.
Oh, so he waited because he didn't know the neighbor.
He doesn't really know the neighbor that well. Let's say hi to Ray in Jersey. Ray.
Hey, what's up, guys? Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Thank you. See, he didn't know, he had no emotion to the neighbors at all. None. Even if he did, it wouldn't matter. But
yeah. Go ahead, Ray.
Hey, I disagree, dude. Like, I don't know, especially with you, Jimmy. Like, I don't know if you've ever been held up.
Yes, I have been in a burglary. I've been in an armed robbery.
Okay, well, like, so have I, and I've just prayed, like, somebody to come and help me. I think this guy's did something really nice. I mean...
Dude, hold on, bro. I know what you're saying. I was in a McDonald's and got robbed. It was scary. Guys waving a pistol, and, my girlfriend many years ago. It is frightening. The difference is these were guys running with. It wasn't like he disrupted a crime and killed two vultures. I completely would be for him if he did that. If they were holding somebody up and he just popped them both in the head, I'd be 100% with him.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what happened. You can't mix things up and go, well, getting robbed is scary. The guys were running away across his lawn, leaving.
Yeah. All right, Ray. Thank you. Let's say hi to Cassius in Queens. Mr.
Hey.
Clay, how are you?
All right. Yeah, Jimmy's saying this, just a fat hick. This guy's just a fat hick. I mean, such a weird reaction to what this guy did. I think the fact that he stayed on the line for like 8 minutes with the operator is proof that he didn't have some kind of bloodlust. He waited as long as he possibly could.
What were his options? He had to wait till they came out of the house. What was he going to do? Go in after them? He couldn't do that.
Yeah, I don't really care about these two that got killed, but I mean, I think Joe Horn had other motives.
He did
in his shooting.
And I call him a fat hick dude.
Shootings.
I'm looking at a picture of him, and he's just a little fat, roly-poly old man, and I could just hear what he wanted to do.
He was.
What does his weight have to do with anything? I mean, what is his age or his weight? He was just being a good neighbor.
He wasn't just being a good neighbor. How could you convince yourself?
he was.
What's his age and weight? Because sometimes you can make prejudgments about people. That's why I'm judging him, sir. And I'm saying
that's ridiculous. I mean,
no, it's not. I can judge him if I feel like it, and I'm judging him. I'm saying he's a little fat old man who wanted to feel young and virile again by taking out two.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's such amazing insight into this guy over one 9/11 call.
First of all, it's a 911 call, and second of all, I heard what he did.
What's the difference, nitwit?
The difference is 9/11 is what we call what happened. You know the difference, stupid. Don't call me a nitwit because you don't know how to speak properly.
Splitting ass hairs.
You're losing, sir. I'm telling you.
You're not telling me anything. You have nothing to say enlightening about this subject at all.
Your whole thing, you listen. Hold on, old lady. Your whole thing is, how could you judge him by his weight and age? You sound like a girl. You sound like a woman.
You sound like a liberal wacko. Just because he's white.
Yeah. I'm a very liberal guy. Excellent points there. Hey, listen, Auntie. Anything else you want to tell me? How could you say those things about the man's weight? Shut up, you old lady. Why don't you knit an Afghan? Don't judge the man. You don't know him.
Maggot.
Maggot? What are you, an alpha male? Don't try to laugh like you're just kidding around. You're annoyed. At least be honest about it, dude. Now the phony laughter.
All right.
Yeah, that's
This
it.
guy was just being a good neighbor.
No, he wasn't, dude.
The cops took way too long.
You're right. They did take too long. And if he was being a good neighbor, if he was defending,
You guys are so cynical. You guys are just so cynical. You can't. You think that it's impossible for.
I'm saying he's wrong to shoot two guys in the back, and you're telling me I'm too cynical? You idiot!
Yes, you guys are so cynical that he can't.
You guys are so cynical. Hey, how come you can psychoanalyze us, but I can't psychoanalyze him?
It's not you guys either. Ant's on your side, Jimmy's not, and I'm sort of in the middle with this one.
But hold on a minute, Auntie. Hold on a minute there, a crocheter. How come I can't judge Fat Joe Horn, but you can judge us as being too cynical? Why is that? Why all of a sudden you have to psychologically profile everybody? Go ahead, stupid. Your turn.
All right, Cassius.
Beat it with your dumb name.
We're going to move on, but I'm going to run down the phones here.
Cassius is a queer. I'm judging him.
You got Marcus in Virginia. My home is robbed. I wish Joe Horn was my neighbor. You got Julian in South Carolina. Aren't neighbors supposed to watch out for each other?
Oh, shut up.
Someone in New York. I'm glad this guy shot these bastards. Alex in O-Town. This is not a case of self-defense. He was safe inside his house. Mike in Jersey. Joe had to shoot them. They would have come back. Will in Texas. White people get away with everything here.
Right.
And Boston chiming in. Tim, listening on BCN. I agree with Jim. Not fair. They were shot. So it's pretty much down the middle, right? What'd you say?
I don't even mean that it's not fair they were shot, because the guys were just probably bums who eventually would have. I'm not saying they don't deserve to be shot.
I don't believe he was being a good Samaritan.
Yeah, my problem is I just hate Joe Horn.
Yeah, I think he got the perfect excuse to shoot two guys, and he wasn't going to let that pass by.
Had it just happened as a reaction, and he ran out in a spur of the moment thing, and the whole thing took less than a minute, then you go, you know what, the guy's adrenaline was pumping.
Right.
That type of stuff happens. But especially when you have 8 minutes, the argument everybody's making, he was on the phone for 8 minutes. Yeah. You should have 8 minutes. The 911 operator is saying, don't go outside. And that gives the cops plenty of time to get there. And they didn't get there, but how do you know they weren't going to pull up while he had a shotgun?
All right, with that, we're going to take a break. Opie and Anthony,
I'm a
stay
liberal
there.
wacko.
Moving right along with the Opie and Anthony show. Some of the things that people will be talking about today, I guess. A-Rod hit his 534th home run. It was significant because he ties Jimmy Fox on the all-time home run list at 14th place.
That's amazing. And I bet you at least 500 of those were hit on the 7th inning with no one on. The Yankees were winning 8-1. He's a douche.
Are you trying to say he's not a clutch player, Jimmy?
Nah, he's awful.
Yeah. A-Rod's going to have the all-time record, though.
Yeah, he's great.
It's very obvious.
He
All that talk about Barry Bonds the last couple of years, it doesn't even matter. Bonds gets the record for what?
A few years.
Maybe 3-4 years, right? And then it's going to be A-Rod's unless he gets injured.
We have to finish up that Joe Horn story, because that
we will.
was very interesting.
We'll go back there in a sec.
Okay.
Rays beat the Red Sox 5-4 to stay in first place. Whatever. Tiger Woods says his left knee has been sore for his entire PGA career. We talked about Canada Day. Will Smith's new movie getting so-so reviews. 31% positive reviews on RottenTomatoes.com. That was supposed to be his big action movie this summer, right?
Yeah. What is he? Some kind of superhero?
Of course he is.
I don't get it.
That's all they're making right now is superhero movies.
You're right.
Right.
Summer. What kind of superhero is Hancock?
I don't know. Well,
Which kind of could be. What I would have made it. Everyone would have been found on the ground with big helmet prints on their face. Hit them.
Former superhero who is a alcoholic? What? What are they doing? What?
He's a former superhero who.
What does he just throw beer bottles at people? What is he? What is this?
He stumbles around drunk using his powers, like breaking stuff and whatever by accident, and the people try to convince him to come back, so he stops drinking and tries to become a regular superhero again.
That sounds,
I like. At least
great.
it's different, though. I'll say that.
They kind of did that with The Incredibles, with a superhero. coming back
it's kind
out
of like
retirement.
The Incredibles.
Is that what they're sort of going with a little different angle? Bon Jovi to play a free concert in Central Park, like
Yes.
Simon and Garfunkel did back in the day.
Who?
Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh, who are they? That's not what the mayor said.
He called them Simon and Garfinkel.
Garfinkel.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the mayor.
Oh, what a tool. Mayor Bloomberg. He goes, he'll be following in the footsteps of great concerts in Central Park on the Great Lawn, such as Simon and Garfinkel.
Can we get that clip? We
And
really should have that
John
clip
Bon
today.
Jovi was just like,
What a ficking idiot.
I learned many years ago that mayors are just dumb.
Yeah.
They're just stupid people.
Mayor. Their big stovepipe hats.
Yeah.
Walking around town.
Well, you got some birthdays and also like a death anniversary, I guess. Marlon Brando died 4 years ago today. Pamela Anderson is 41 years old today.
Oof.
And this one is creeping everyone out. Blondie. Deborah Harry. Right, Deborah Harry turns 63 today.
63.
Hell. That time is a bitch.
You know what the weird thing about her is? She looked very, very young when Blondie first kind of hit.
Yeah.
In the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s.
I would give her
she
79.
was 30. She was like 30 then.
33.
Yeah, 33. And she looked like she was like 20 in her 20s.
Right.
So, you add a few years to it, and all of a sudden, look where you are. So you're 63. People thought you were, in your 20s when you were in your 30s.
That's a good point. Yeah, when she hit.
Sometimes that don't work out so well.
32, 33, somewhere around there, which is pretty old for making it in the music biz.
Yeah.
Yep. So, going back to Joe Horn, Jimmy had one last
Turn
thought.
now?
Well, it turns out...
It's Grandma singing.
It turns out that while Joe was outside, defending his neighbor's property who he'd never met, a detective did pull up.
Oh, yeah?
And, do we have the paper? I threw it out.
The detective pulled up, and he was just sitting in the car.
He probably
watching
observing.
everything going on, and the burglars and Joe Horn had no idea the detective was sitting right there.
Well, I imagine that, the detective probably pulled up, and I'm guessing it all happened very quickly. And while Fat Old Man was playing, here it is. Pasadena police have said a detective in plainclothes had parked in front of Horn's house in response to the 911 call, or as that one last guy said, the 911 call, and saw the two men before they crossed into Horn's front yard. Police believe that neither Horn or the burglars knew an officer was present. Then Horn confronted the men in his yard. He raised his shotgun to his shoulder, police have said. However, the men ignored his order to freeze. Authorities have said one man ran towards Horn, but had angled away towards the street when he was shot in the back before reaching the curb. Ortiz and Torres died a short distance from Horn's house. The detective said he was actually concerned that he would be shot too, that Joe Horn might think he's the wheelman, and he ducked down. He was afraid that he would be misinterpreted as being a part of the crime. And by the way, I'm going to say this. I think that the detective just throwing in, they angled towards him, was the detective trying to save a lot of paperwork and, kind of going justice with
You think so?
Of course. But, like I said before, what if a cop would have pulled up in the middle and something would have happened? So, the cop did pull up, was afraid he would be shot, and ducked down. So, for all those people that are telling me I'm nuts or I'm a liberal whack, no. The guy did get there, and I don't know. I don't think the detective would have let him just get away. I'm sure he would have done something.
I don't know.
Detective had to duck behind the wheel, duck down, because he was afraid he would be shot by this guy in his front yard whose life was not in danger.
You know what? I agree with some of the stuff you're saying, but I'm so just tired of these cowards that do home invasions, break into houses and rob them, because they pretty much know that they can get away with it a lot of times. They're not going to be confronted by armed citizens. And when things like this happen, I don't care. The legality of it, the grand jury acquitted the guy or didn't indict him. So, who am I to say? I don't have all the facts that they heard and everything. So be it. Two guys are dead. I could give a crap about them. They shouldn't have friggin' gone into someone else's house to rob their crap. Because the second you start committing a crime, no matter how, you might think, I break into an empty house, I'll take some stuff, I'll go out. The consequence could be some nutty neighbor's going to blow your friggin' back out. That's the gamble you're taking when you decide, you're gonna enter that life and start doing stuff like that. So screw it. Good. Chalk up one for the good guys, and I don't mean fatso, big head. I mean just citizens that are getting robbed, raped, pistol whipped, or whatever. Good. Two unproductive. I'd like to use a better word, but
geese.
Two unproductive geese off the streets.
Silly geese.
Silly, unproductive geese that
right.
no one has to worry about anymore.
All right, why don't we move on? There you go. The story of Joe Horn.
The story of Joe Horn. That's CBS FM. I'm counting them down. We're at the story of Joe Horn.
Yeah, Sam, what song is CBS up to? They're doing A to Z all weekend long, all the way up until, Monday?
Whoopity-doo.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
That's their big promotion. Here's the clip of Mayor Bloomberg here in New York City talking about the free concert that John Bovey. Here's the mayor.
On Saturday, July 12th, 3 days before the All-Star Game, Bon Jovi will perform on Central Park's Great Lawn, following in the footsteps of Simon and Garfunkel, Barbra Streisand, Garth Brooks, and the Metropolitan Opera.
Look, I know he's
Menino giving him lessons.
Look, I got something to say. I know he's not, but he sure sounds like he is. Thank you.
Ooh. How do you know he's not?
Because they say he's not.
He was waving a rainbow flag the other day.
But boy, does he sound like he is.
Oh, I think you meant drunk. I'm so stupid.
No, I'm just speaking in code today, my friend. Yes, young Sam.
They're on Couldn't Get It Right by the Climax Blues Band. So that's a C.
Couldn't Get It Right.
Oh, CBS FM?
Yeah.
Could someone?
Yeah.
How much money? I don't have much money on me today.
I'm
I'm willing to pony up money for the first person on staff that just opens up the door and just goes, "Who gives a crap?"
Oh God, you can't.
E-Rock, all right. Get a mic.
We're gonna have problems with them.
That's fine, and then they'll move them down the hall and separate us like they did with Carol Miller back in the day.
Oh no.
E-Rock, how much will you do it for? I got like a 20. This is a 20.
They're not bothering us.
Huh? No, this is what you do, okay? Come on, man. Let's get a little uncomfortable. We haven't been uncomfortable in a while.
I know.
This is the deal.
Nice.
CBS FM is our sister station. The mic's working. And they're literally right out that door. Like right next to where we try to prepare for our talk show. And they're doing A to Z. They started yesterday, and they're not going to end until like next Monday.
3,000 songs open.
And they already told us what the last song is going to be. Zorro the Greek.
Zorba the Greek.
Or Zorba the Greek by who again? I don't even remember.
Herb Alpert.
Herb Alpert.
Herb Alpert.
Herb Alpert, right?
Yeah.
Herb.
Inducted with Sabbath, actually. 2006, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
All right, and E-Rock can't wait to do this. So now we want you to just knock on their door politely. Are they listening to us right now?
No. Why would they be?
What's up, Travis?
Don't we want to wait till they're on the air?
They're not on the air right now?
Oh, my God. How could
well,
we
I mean, they're
wait till
playing a song.
Actually on mic?
That could take forever. Those type of stations talk once an hour.
No, he's saying that no one will hear this.
Exactly.
Travis is saying no one will hear it. Travis is actually right.
All right, so you want to just wait for them to be on the air?
Yeah, just don't curse.
When do you think they're going to be on the air? They usually are on the air. It's so predictable. Right about now, 20 after the hour is a good time to go on the air for these radio stations.
Is there a way to turn it up, E-Rock, just so we know we could hear it? Like, I don't know how we work that. So we know.
There's delays all over the place. We could try playing it on the computer, but then they're on a delay. And
I'm a song behind.
But did it really? Why is CBS on a delay? They playing Valby stuff?
I think it'll hurt just doing it.
Nothing?
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, Jimmy. I think it just hurts doing it. So why don't you just do it, E-Rock? Here, I got a crisp 20 waiting for you. Go. Hey, Opie and Anthony want to know what song you're up to as you do your A to Z countdown.
Oh, Jesus.
And then and E-Rock, the slam of the door is classic.
Okay.
All right, E-Rock, everyone. You got the mic?
Is this you can hear me?
Yeah.
He thinks they're going on the air?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Come on, we haven't been uncomfortable in a while. We used to do this a lot, Stunt Brain.
This.
Opie and Anthony just want to know what song you're playing right now. You're not playing Guns N' Roses. What are you playing?
No, we're going to play Barry Manilow right now. Couldn't Be the Magic.
Barry Manilow.
Couldn't Be the Magic.
Couldn't Be the Magic? Yeah. Oh, who gives a crap?
Oh, God damn, no. Oh, no. That's not right. Oh, Jesus.
There you go, E-Rock. 20
Oh,
bills.
Jesus.
Lunch is on me today.
Oh, who gives a crap?
The door slam is the best.
The guy wouldn't even look at me.
Of course he wouldn't. Why would he?
Why do they put him so close to us?
I asked him what song, and he wouldn't even get up from his computer. He goes, Guns N' Roses. I'm like, you're not playing Guns N' Roses. Then he reads off the sheet.
Yeah.
Oh, he could just not care less.
Could it be magic?
Could it be magic?
Could it be magic? Come.
I don't think so. You want to hear Bloomberg again? You all right?
Sure.
Jimmy, you all right?
I just hope it didn't interfere with the song. It's one of my faves.
Yeah, I know. That is a good one.
On Saturday, July 12th, 3 days before the All-Star Game, Bon Jovi will perform on Central Park's Great Lawn, following in the footsteps of Simon and Garfunkel, Barbra Streisand, Garth Brooks, and the Metropolitan Opera.
Oh,
Metropolitan Opera.
Opera. My favorite was Barbra Streisand.
I'm the mayor. Where's Garfinkel?
You want to hear some Carol Miller? The Carol Miller tapes from 10 years ago?
Yeah.
We've been promised this for a long time. Actually, what CBS FM is doing reminds us of back in the day, 10 years ago, we were working at NEW, and they wanted to do the evolution of rock.
Yeah, it was the evolution of the Rock of New York. It was, what NEW had done as the Rock of New York over the years.
Right.
And they would go on like year to year or some crap. I don't know.
Yeah.
And we had to be part of it. We had to play this music. The thing was, they were changing the format, so we couldn't give a crap about the music.
Right.
And it was like taking away from the show we wanted to do. We were pretty new in town, and we kind of wanted to showcase our genius.
Yeah.
And it was taken away from the show we wanted to do.
And Dave Hinckley and the media in general were all excited about the evolution of the Rock of New York, and all the other jocks who are like quote legendary jocks.
Yeah.
They were really into this special.
Oh, they loved it.
And then Ant and I would come on for our 4 hours, and we would just completely trash it every day.
Mm-hmm.
And this went on for, I don't know, a week or two. And Carol Miller finally came in. She had it and had to confront us. And that's where we start the Carol Miller tapes. Listen to this.
Oh, Carol Miller hates us. Here,
plug in your headphones, Carol.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Carol is going to be representative of the people that appreciate this music and this special program, the evolution of the Rock of New York, that has been put together here on
I need a mic.
WNEW.
All right, so what problem did you have with us yesterday, Carol?
Yeah.
You. I had a problem with you, the two of yous.
What happened?
No,
what happened?
Just kidding.
She didn't like the fact that Anthony was playing the kazoo to all these great classic rock tunes.
I think they needed kazoo. Such an awful instrument. The kazoo.
I know, and I was playing the kazoo, and I now remember that.
Yeah.
They'd be playing some of these crappy old butt rock songs, and I would just start going with a kazoo. There's nothing worse than a kazoo. Maybe a paper and a comb, or playing the spoons.
The balls we had, because we had no friends, we had no listeners, and we didn't give a crap. We just knew it was the right thing to do.
I think they needed kazoo. These cheesy, butt old classic rock songs.
Yeah, how can we go from a week before we start this special goofing on butt old rock, and then we go into butt old rock, and we're supposed to act like we liked it?
Listen, first of all, it's a matter of opinion, but, a lot of this stuff, including the stuff that you were ranking on yesterday, I mean, I really dig this stuff. I was playing it for people. I was there.
People will
dig
this stuff.
And you know something?
Wait. I dig this stuff, too, when I heard it on NEW, but I don't want to hear it anymore. I want to move on.
Problem.
I want to move on to the future.
Yeah, well, I want to hear it. What do you want to hear? Third Eye, Meatball Blind?
No, I want to hear the latest from the Black Crowes. I want to hear the latest from Kiss.
Yeah, so?
the latest from the Rolling Stones. We can't play any of that this week because we have to play Marshall Crenshaw someday, some way.
Well, I think this is a good trip down, like a recent memory lane.
We've been doing that for 31 years.
31 years here at NEW.
This has been a classic rock station for many years. We've been going down memory lane.
You don't know.
Most of these people have every single one of these CDs at home. If they want to take a trip down memory lane, then they should play it at home.
We used to go talk at home.
Oh, that hurts. Oh my God.
Well, that got us going.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Okay. Now she's saying we should just talk at home.
Well, now here we go.
Oh, boy.
All right. Now we're going to have some fun.
All right, how many listeners did we gain today by going down memory lane playing Marshall Crenshaw someday, some way?
Marshall Crenshaw did a really nice Christmas concert for us.
Who cares? I don't care anymore.
A lot of people do.
This is the music that has gotten us to 23rd place.
No.
Yes, it is.
You know what?
For God's sake,
no, it
Carol.
isn't. If we played most of this music, we wouldn't be in 23rd.
Oh my God! You're on crack,
Carol.
I'm not on crack. There's a lot of
Are
music.
you having a flashback? Did you do acid back in the 60s?
No, I wish I did.
Are you having a flashback? This is
No.
not the music that is going to get us into first place.
Yeah, it's got to be known, too, that the station was in something like 23rd, 24th.
Oh, just abominable.
It was at the bottom. There were radio stations that don't even really broadcast well to Manhattan that were doing better than NEW when we first started there.
They always stunk. When I was growing up, I hated NEW.
Yeah.
They were terrible.
Mm-hmm. It continued.
Carol, take all these CDs. Look
Yeah,
at them.
I'm looking at them.
I'll get a U-Haul truck. Take every single one of these CDs. Resign. Take those CDs, and you can play them wherever you want.
And we'll compete and see who ends up in the top 10 first.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, but I'll tell you one thing. I'll make a deal with you.
What?
If I play my CDs for a month and you yak for a month and play yours, I bet you go down to 25th.
No, I don't think so.
Well, it should be known because now we got Future on our side.
Future.
We got Future on our side. See, that was
we know how it ended up.
Yeah, that was tough to hear back in the day because we were in like 30th place when we started. Opie and Anthony ended up becoming #1 across the board.
Yeah.
In New York City radio. So, thank God for Future.
Month and play yours, I bet you go down to 25th.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Oh, no.
I would like that bet.
No, listen, seriously, guys, I love you.
If you're brave enough, resign, take all the CDs, and trust me, there's so many radio stations in New York. Someone will pick you up.
Let me tell y'all something.
You can take all these CDs and play them and see what happens.
I should trust you?
Yeah, trust me.
Why shouldn't you trust me?
Resign on the air right now. Carol Miller's going to resign.
Oh, kiss my ass, but you'd probably like it.
Come on. Resign on the air.
No. You resign on the air.
Resign on the air. We got to move forward here. Resign.
Yeah, we are.
Take all these CDs. I'll get the U-Haul truck and resign right now.
No, I resign myself to hopefully remaining in my seat playing the best rock of the present, past, and future that I possibly can.
Is it only a coincidence?
WNEW, the Rock of New York.
The only people that are enjoying this is Carol, Scotzo, and Dave Herman.
She's not going to resign.
No, I'm not going to resign.
You can have all these CDs and resign.
No, you can have these microphones and resign.
You would have the best CD collection in the history of
wait.
mankind.
You know, actually, we do here at WNEW, and that's why we're playing it for you.
Oh my God! The company line.
This is my music, man. Don't mess with my music.
This is my music. WNEW.
Wait till I start
I love
mocking.
the way she said that.
Wait till I start mocking how she says W.
WNEW.
I hear the CBS FM guys have retaliated for what we just did to them.
What'd they do?
Yeah, we got an all-out radio war here.
Oh, Christ.
boy.
What happened?
What happened? What do we got?
Well, Sam's going to pass around a picture of you know those big subway ads that K-Rock puts up in the halls.
Yeah.
Well, there's the Opie and Anthony one right outside the studio.
They put a big
F
That's very
and
funny.
a U over our faces. All right, it's on.
It's on. Put that picture up on onaradio.com.
That's funny.
I bet you we're gonna be suspended by tomorrow. I bet
It's
you we're
on.
not even gonna be on the air tomorrow. I know how these things play out.
Why did she say Dabadoo?
Dabadoo. I don't.
It was just the way she would say WNEW.
Oh, this is her speech. She wasn't trying to be radio.
No. It's just, she was very nasal for some reason.
We got one more. Listen to this.
Oh, stick around. The Stray Cat Strut is on the way. Can't wait to hear that again. I think I've only heard it 8,000 times so far.
How many times have you worn those jeans?
What jeans? I don't
Whatever
even
you
have
wear,
jeans on.
whatever they are, there.
What does that have to do with the price of tomatoes?
I'll tell you what, because your favorite music is kind of like your favorite clothes. Stuff.
I'm not wearing bell bottoms anymore. I don't need to. I've moved on with my.
You want to do that
my
analogy?
lifestyle.
Sometimes your underwear gets skid marks that you got to throw away.
Well, I'll tell you something.
If you want to talk about laundry,
Bell bottoms are in this.
Oh, I'm turning her mic off.
we gotta move on.
We were in hell. Simple as that back then.
How long were you there at that point?
Not that long. Couple months. Months. And they were all attacking us. So we're like, all right, well, we'll attack back.
On the air?
And no. I will say this about Carol Miller. I haven't talked to her in many, many years, but she had the balls to at least face us. The rest of these guys were talking behind our backs, trying to sue us.
Yeah.
Hanging up faxes in the studio before we arrived for our show. No one else confronted us. They were all a bunch of, behind the scenes. Carol Miller actually walked in on our show and said, look, this is, I got to take you guys on.
Can I tell you, I met her, and she was actually very sexy over at 104.3, I think, and I think she said nice things about you guys. She didn't badmouth. This was recently.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind hitting that, to be honest.
Yeah. Are you drinking again?
No. I wouldn't be able to.
I shouldn't go that way.
Sure you can.
I'm sorry,
I'm not sensitive. But no. If I was drinking.
You really thought she looked sexy?
Oh, I'd hit that in a minute. Right in the throat.
Well, after the break, Carol, the war continued. She decided to run out and buy us enemas for, I don't know, we'll try to figure out what that was about.
Oh, probably hard-hitting lines like Anthony. What's that got to do with the price of tomatoes?
Tomatoes.
That's right. Tomatoes.
Easy, Nana.
We'll continue with the Carol Miller tapes from 1998 after this.
I'm throwing up some gang signs. Come on. Do it with me. West Side. Come on. Pulling down some dead presidents, yo. West Side.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show. The Opie and Anthony Show.
Opie and Anthony.
Good news. We got him back. Got a little war going on with this CBS FM, the oldie station in town. They play the hits of the 60s and 70s, and they're doing their A to Z countdown for the next 2.5 weeks or whatever.
Big countdown, I guess. Yeah. Wow.
So we had E-Rock ask them what song they were up to, and when they answered, E-Rock said, "Who gives a crap?" and slammed the door in their face. They turned around and put a big F over my face and a U over Anthony's face.
On our pictures out in the hallway.
Yeah, so now we added the word poopy to their CBS FM banner. So,
well, this battle is just getting so heated. Yes, the word poopy has been added to the CBS banner out there. And when they see that, it's go time, I think.
Yeah. On the instant feedback, Scott from Japan. From Japan? Hey, that's pretty cool. He writes, the other day when you were talking about NEW, you mentioned that a former DJ tried to sue you using wire tapping. What did that guy record you saying that made suing you seem like a good idea? How good were the goods he had on you? No, he was trying to add to his case by secretly taping us.
Yeah, there was something going on.
All I could say is that a former DJ of WNEW, his wife decided to call us and announce to the entire tri-state area that this legendary jock stuff was going to be part of a yard sale.
Right.
They're all awful.
Part of a yard
selling
sale.
His rock memorabilia.
So I guess we were guilty of just having her on the air, and she was just saying all sorts of stuff about this guy. We don't know if they were true or not, but she really needed to speak her mind that day.
Yeah, she wanted to vent, and she vented.
So we got added to a fine lawsuit that this guy was going through. And then he had a friend that befriended us, and then this guy was secretly taping Anthony and I when we weren't on the air. It's a true story.
Yeah.
And this guy thinks we don't know, but we do know. And he works at Sirius Satellite Radio. So that'll be fun.
The guy who was taping you?
Oh, yeah. Saw him in the halls when we were negotiating with Sirius back in the day. And he was like, hey, guys.
Hey, how you doing? Like, beat it.
Yeah.
I'll call him in one day and have him on the air and then go, hey.
Beat him.
All in time, my friend. All in time.
Oh, by the way, how funny would it be if the CBS war, like it's all good-natured and fun, if we just did something so like if E-Rock just opened the door and threw a Molotov cocktail in.
They just start running out of the door screaming in flames.
And then the CBS brass is like, what did you do? It was in fun. He's burned.
Oh, it's part of the radio war.
I want Pat Duffy to run in there, jump on the console.
Council.
I'm having a rough
Jump on any lawyer that's in there.
Counselor.
I'm having a rough one. And drop his drawers, and then just leave us up a little something for the guy. And then run out.
You want him to just, squeeze one right there on the console.
Drop a deuce right where the buttons are.
There you go. Let's go back to the Carol Miller tapes. For the newer listeners, we just don't get along with anyone in radio, except for Ron and Fez.
Yeah.
And maybe a couple others around the country. And the reason we get along with those guys because we don't really see them every day.
Right.
We're just a-holes. We really are. And it started back in '98 when Carol was taking us on because we didn't want to follow the program that was happening at NEW, the evolution of the rock of New York. We were just playing just old songs that no one gave a crap about anymore.
And I forgot about that. We had been playing those songs for a while, but we goof on them.
Yeah.
We were goofing on the old songs. Yeah. And then they had this big celebration with music that we were supposed to play these.
Yeah.
And
I guess what got to Carol was the fact that Anthony was playing the kazoo to some of the songs.
Yep.
We were playing like Rod Stewart baseball, where we were smashing every Rod Stewart CD. We decided, because this is smart, we decided not to play any Bruce Springsteen. That's real smart when you're trying to get listeners for your new radio show and they don't know anything about you.
How many songs did you guys have to play an hour?
Well, because of this thing, 8 to 10 probably. I mean, they were shoving them in. And then we decided to give away the Bruce Springsteen catalog on the streets of New York. And then they bought another catalog, and then we gave that one away. And it just got to a point where they had to lock up the Bruce Springsteen CDs. It was just a complete mess. And then we would argue who would hit the button for the really faggy Do You Think I'm Sexy song. We refused to hit the button.
Yeah, we didn't want to press it.
We were just obnoxious asses.
You were right, too.
And Carol called us out on it, and it got very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Carol Miller walked back in the studio and
She gave us a couple of enemas.
handed us enemas. I don't get it, Carol. Hello? I don't get it. What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean?
I don't know.
She had to run out to the... What does this mean? What is wrong with you?
No, dear. You see,
are you having an acid flashback? What is an enema
the word
supposed
ass
to...
was in there, but that was for you, dear.
What does this mean?
What does it mean? Well, actually, you see, I left, and I was on my conscience. I didn't want to, fight with you guys. I love you guys, and I thought...
What does an enema mean?
Shove it up your ass.
Oh,
whoa.
So I thought perhaps there might be something,
all right,
that constructive you could do.
So, Carol, once you
We've had enough. I won.
No,
bye.
No, you didn't win.
Yeah, I won.
No, trust me, you did not win.
Oh,
trust me, you did not win. I got my conscience. I speak my mind. You don't.
Ooh. Wow. God, I was smart back then. This is from '98, and then it gets. This is where it really ramps up.
Gets a little
it
heated.
starts ramping up.
You guys have been trying to make this a kick-ass rock station for 10, 15 years.
No.
How many years have you been here?
I've been here 15.
Have you guys ever been out of 20th place?
Absolutely.
How long ago? Can you remember back that far?
Yeah, I'll tell you, when we really had our best ratings, I would say, I have the ratings at home about 1985 or so.
Oof,
we did very well.
13 years ago.
Yeah. No, but we
that's
actually...
Great.
That's
fantastic. Okay, great.
You're asking me when we had our best ratings, that would be it.
1985.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, okay.
So for the last 13 years, you guys have been trying to get back there, and nothing has happened.
No, that's not really what happened.
She's trying to defend a point that you're just right on. She can't defend against that.
Yeah. They all thought it was bigger than it really was, this dumb station. And they hate us to this day, and that's fine. Whatever.
Who hates you to this day?
All those dopes.
Which dopes?
They're at this point, they're nameless. They're faceless dopes.
Old jocks.
Yeah.
I always find old jocks to be very overrated, except Wolfman. But enough. Their phony voices bug me. I'm sorry. Sorry, Alan. I don't like it.
And I want to say it again. We're not talking about Scott Muni. He was a stand-up guy. An amazing guy. It was the rest of them at that place. It continued.
say
Carol,
that.
the offer
Yes, dear.
is here. Resign on the air right now.
Listen.
You'll be the talk of New York again.
Well, at least someone will be talking. They ain't talking about you.
You want to make a bet? That's how out of touch you are,
Oh,
Karen.
come on,
You
I'm
don't
out
even
of
know.
touch.
Listen, I will get the U-Haul. You can take all those CDs. I'm serious. This isn't a joke anymore. You can take all the CDs, and you can all the old jocks from here could go find another radio station. Notice all the ones that have been fired from here, no one's picking them up because no one cares. You guys are all out of touch. No one cares
let me
anymore.
tell you something.
Take the CDs
Hang
and
on.
find another radio
Hang on,
station.
Opie. Let
Simple
me-
as that.
no, I'm
No
not-
one cares.
Shut up for a second. I want to say something. We are not. You are employed here to do bits and to do.
No,
things
I'm
like that.
employed-
I cannot come in and level you the way maybe it would be fun to do. It's just not my gig. I can't do it. So I will not do
much
it.
of anything.
No, I can't do much of anything. But I got a career in radio. I don't know what you got.
I have a career in radio. I've been doing this for 18 years.
You've been here for 3 months.
18 years. Oh, that's how they rate people around here. How long you been?
How long you been at NEW?
Yeah.
Let's hold it up. You know. I mean, cut it.
So
Cut it.
there you
now,
go.
You know.
No, seriously, take the
Would
CDs.
you stop being serious about this?
I'm very serious about this.
Well, that's
this
your
place
problem.
sucks, and it's time to move forward.
Well, that's your problem. You're being serious about this. You're getting all a bit out of shape.
We're celebrating a relic. We're doing a celebration for a relic. It's
Good stuff, huh? Stump Brain's loving this. From
A
1998, yeah.
It was great. It was great back then. But
I came
it's
to give
done.
you guys a
Let's move
present.
on.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Go away.
Bye.
No, seriously, bye.
Bye.
All right,
Okay.
look at this. Our big
Bye.
boss is in. He doesn't like it.
Rick, take her headphones off. Bye.
No. I take them off myself.
Bye.
Don't lay a finger on me.
Don't.
Just leave. It's our show. We don't want you on anymore. I'm turning your mic off. Bye. You made your point.
You're powerful. Turn it off, baby.
Bye.
Wow.
Bye. Bye. Leave. It's our show. Leave. All right, fine. We'll just sit here.
You can't just sit here.
I'll sit here.
What's up next, though?
I don't know.
Jesus. How uncomfortable.
I gotta know. She refused to leave the studio. Then Scott Herman, who didn't want anything to do with us back then. We became pretty good friends with Scott Herman over the years, but he came in. He's like, I was running the news station. All I had to worry about was traffic and weather together.
Yeah.
And some headlines. Now I got to deal with these dopes who are way too cocky. They don't have ratings. They don't have fans. Nothing yet.
Yeah.
And he had to walk in to try to like smooth everything over.
That's right.
that one phone rang?
That's right. And we had a 2-2.
This is where Carol returns. Obviously, she just
Same day?
Yeah.
That's right.
that one phone rang?
That's right. And we had a 2-2 in the afternoon. Made it into the newspapers. You guys didn't even
Carol,
get the top
Carol,
20.
don't even sit there and think what you do on the radio is actually get.
Did I skip a track? Hold on one sec.
It was great. It was great back then.
They play this,
I
right?
came to give you guys-
Okay, I'm sorry. So then she comes in to discuss ratings.
That's right.
that one phone rang?
That's right. And we had a 2-2 in the afternoon. Made it into the newspapers. You guys didn't even
Carol,
get the top 20.
don't even sit there and think what you do on the radio is actually getting ratings. That's ridiculous.
No, I'm a support
That's
player.
ridiculous.
I'm a support player.
You don't
what
support
do,
us,
know
and we don't support you. Simple
let me
as that.
tell you- let me-
Stay out of our face, and we'll stay out of yours.
Then get out of my studio. You're off now.
No,
we're off when we're done.
we're off when we're done.
Oh, we forgot to tell people too. This drove her nuts. Like our show was from 3 to 7, but God bless him, Gary Wall said, "Look, guys, the music isn't getting the job done, so you stay on as long as you want." And we knew it was driving her nuts, so we would stay on until 7:30, 8 o'clock, and she would just be stomping her feet outside the studio because she wanted to play her rock and roll.
Oh, it was so uncomfortable.
Dude, nothing worse than people you don't like in your time slot until they're finished.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yes, E-Rock.
There was one time you were doing this, and you told nobody that you were leaving. You left the song playing, so nobody knew to go in there to watch the commercials or to cue the next song. You just left. So there's dead air, and then you hear, boom, something else just popped on maybe 15, 20 seconds later.
Yeah. It got to a point where Carol Miller had to wait in the mailroom until we passed by down the hall back to our office. That's real too, Stuff Ray. I know you heard that one. Yeah.
No.
No, we're off when we're done.
We're off when we're done. We've been told that.
Yeah, but you just ran your commercials, you see, after the hour, which is frankly
Doesn't
illegal.
matter.
It
Stay
does
out of
matter.
our face, and we'll stay out of yours. And
I'm
stop
not-
talking behind our backs to every single person that works here, because they come right to us and tell us what you're saying.
And you know what's
You're
really
a little
funny?
crybaby.
You know
You're
what's-
everything I hate about radio. So
And you know something?
Sit down and let Ed point to you so you
yeah,
can go,
right.
www.
You see, dumb
No
and
one
dumber.
tunes you in. No one tunes
Dumb and
you in
dumber.
to hear you.
Hey, let me tell you something.
To hear you intro records.
Listen, but nobody
You're
tunes
high.
you. Nobody tunes
You're
you in.
absolutely
Period.
high. If you
No,
people
I don't.
are tuning us in, Carol.
I don't
Trust
think.
me.
No, I don't
Trust
think
me.
people tune me
Trust
into
me.
your records.
Trust me, they are tuning us in.
Yeah, maybe in Siberia if they've got a satellite.
Oh yeah, that hurts.
Listen, I'm
That
only
hurts.
here as a support
That-
player, and I.
We have Future on our side. We ended up turning that thing around.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yes, and then completely blowing it up.
Yeah. Good point, Jimmy. Good point.
But it is funny. She just doesn't have a leg to stand on. It's like, oh, poor Carol.
She can't. Yeah,
Old
she can't
lady.
pull out ratings. She can't pull out
a 2-2 was not impressive. We did a.
We made the paper. Yeah,
No,
it's
she
one of the
said-
lowest rated stations.
She said newspaper. Whatever you say, newspaper.
The newspaper.
We're in the newspaper back in '85.
We made the Chronicle.
The Advocate.
Poor Richard's Almanac.
What do you do, Carol? What do you do?
What do I do?
You can't even run the stupid board.
I can run the board. I
Then
elect
why
not
don't you
to.
do it? Why do you have to allow Eddie to sit here and push your buttons? He points to you and you go, "Oh, WNEW.
Hey, let me
Black
tell you
Crows
something.
are coming to the Beacon
No,
Theater."
I choose not to run. Listen,
What do
I
you do,
choose
Carol?
not to run the board because I
you want to
enjoy
challenge me and you say I'm not a comedian and I don't do bits and I don't
You're
do
serious.
a show.
You know what?
What do you do? What do you do?
No.
Tell me what you do.
I'm
tell
not
me
a
what
comedian.
You, tell me what you
What
bring
is
to
my,
the audience.
What is my role here?
Yeah, what is your role? I'd like to know that.
Well, if you shut up for a minute, I'll tell you.
All right,
Graham
go
Mel.
ahead. Go ahead.
I've been people's friend for quite a long time. We all grew up together.
Friend.
That's my role.
WNEW.
That is my role. That is my role.
She has worse improv skills than Stalker Patty.
Horrid.
She's the listener's friend.
That's what she said. She's a friend.
Yeah. This is from 1998.
This was brutal.
When we had no listeners, no friends, no fans,
Yeah.
nothing.
And I'll tell you what, you know something?
Here's the
You're such a
challenge.
wuss that you wouldn't like a challenge. I challenge you, okay?
Challenge me to what, Carol?
Whatever.
What?
We go on stage together. You tell me who more people would say hello to and thank for being a friend.
Carol,
of yours
you
for
had
ages.
50 years in this town. We've had 7
50?
months.
You
I don't even know how long. I know
50
I was.
years.
I know it was like 4 when I started listening.
Yeah, right.
To you, so.
You
All right,
guys
so you're
and I
right,
are about
30 years.
5. You guys
30
are about
years.
5 years younger
30
than me.
years.
So what are you talking
30
about?
years.
Just
Sorry,
because
you've had 30 years.
You know what? Just because I started when I was a teenager and I happened to do well enough, you
Yeah.
finally get to New York when you're friggin' 37.
Yeah, that.
Aren't you 37?
That hurts. No, I'm not 37.
Well,
Carol.
but your pal
I'm,
is.
I'm 35.
Oh, good for you. Are you toilet trained yet?
Yeah, I'm toilet trained.
Yeah, well,
Carol.
I've been
this
doing-
is good. See, if you
it
did
is
this
good.
type of radio, maybe people would sit around and listen to you.
Oh,
too,
I'm not-
instead of, WNEW.
Well, you want to invite me on? I'll do it with you.
Another qualifier coming this hour. Ted Nugent.
Hey, listen, that's a very bad English. That's a bad English accent you're doing, bud. And I'm not from England. I'm from New York, and you're not. You're from Islip.
Just stay out of our face.
Oh God.
She said she's from New York and we're from Islip, which wasn't true, but Long Island boys were proud to be from Long Island. And then finally, it ended with this. Jimmy's loving this. Why, Jimmy?
I was just feeling because as much as you were completely right. She's like, when she said, "Who would people say hi to and thank for being their friend?"
Yeah.
I just want to hug the old lady. I'm like, you old bag.
You old battle axe.
Hey,
bad for her.
You know, fair is fair, though, man. She had the balls to come in.
yeah,
she was
she
the
certainly
only one, man. All the others wanted to, but they didn't have the balls.
Why?
What?
Yeah.
What?
It's so funny.
Better call the engineer. I think something's wrong with the mic.
Yeah, but it's because
Rock
you're
in New
so
York,
stupid, you have to be
1027
on it.
WNEW. The living legend is next. Can't wait to hear what comes out of her mouth tonight.
Yeah. You useless pieces of get out of here.
Oh my God.
Actually, you aren't. He is.
You're a loser.
No,
I'm
no.
just as useless.
We freaking ended that day.
That was brutal.
That's how we ended. The old crossover is called in the biz.
Yeah.
The old crossover.
It's when the jocks give friendly little banter to each other before they switch shifts. That was the crossover.
You useless piece of blank as we're leaving the studio and slamming doors, and there you go. The Carol Miller tapes, they're legendary at this point.
Yeah.
So,
do you guys have more with her or no?
Yeah, it got to the point we stopped talking to her, and look, it wasn't, I swear, it wasn't our doing, but Gary Wall thought it would be safe for everybody if Carol waited in this weird little like closet that was
the mail room.
That was the mail room, and she had to wait for us to walk by this room, and then she was allowed to leave to go to the studio. It got bizarre there, Jimmy.
Why would she tolerate that?
I know. Because all the rock jocks were hanging by the skin of their teeth over there.
Yeah.
They really had, if they screwed up, they were gone.
Oh, really?
So she had to,
They were just trying to
toe the
boot
line.
him? They were just trying to...
Yeah, any excuse to boot him.
Did they ever fire Scott Muni? Or did he leave on his own?
No, he kind of kept doing it.
Yeah, they whittled him down to like an hour a day or something.
Yeah, he was an amazing guy. He really was. All right. Well, there you go. Something, but I can't remember now. Oh, yeah, Carol's still doing radio here in New York 10 years later.
I told you, she was nice when I met her, and she actually said, I think she said something nice about you guys. Like, tell those guys I said hello, how are you? Like,
Oh, yeah, this is way past us.
Yeah.
We're not holding a grudge 10 years later. We just think it's fun to take a look down memory lane.
I want to stick it to Carol.
And I want to thank thank Future for helping us out today. Thank you, Future.
The Future.
Future helped us on that one. It could have ended horribly if we never got traction in radio here in New York City.
Oh, man, that would have been embarrassing.
All right, we got to head over to XM. Are they paying us yet, Ed? Do we know?
I don't know. We'll find out today, I think.
Yeah, XM might be paying us again. We don't know. We're hearing they might start paying us again, which is nice. And yesterday they were supposed to tell us that they're picking up the last year of our contract, and
we'll see.
And I don't think there was much communication going on, but we're not going to see.
We'll see.
But we're not going to see too much into that, right, Ant?
No, we just go on, do our show.
All right, that's what we do. Have a good day.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show. XM 202.
Here we are, XM Satellite Radio. We decided, what the hell? We'll do a freebie for everybody today.
Throw you a bone.
Throw you a bone.
Throw you a bone.
People are starting to sniff around, and, I don't know what's going on. I understand there's a merger that's way more important than the future of Opie and Anthony, but still, it would be nice to know we're getting paid again.
That would be a nice feature.
And it would be nice to know what they're thinking as far as moving forward with the Opie and Anthony show.
Yes.
We didn't have that discussion yesterday, and that was a day we've been waiting for a very long time, the cutoff date.
Yeah, we'd like to,
the cutoff
see a
date
little...
came and went, and there was no discussion with our agent. Doesn't mean we're leaving XM Satellite Radio. I'm not going to try to play that game, but it's a little weird right now.
Just want to see some kind of forward movement.
Sure.
But this merger thing's got everything fucked up, so...
What merger thing?
Oh, there's a merger that's taking place between the two satellite radio companies, Sirius and XM. See,
oh, cool.
They think... Shut up.
And John Kerry decided to throw his little monkey wrench into the whole merger discussion.
What did he do?
He thinks that the new company needs to put aside 50 channels for like minority and broadcasting and all that.
That's good.
It's on Orbitcast.
That's excellent.
What's the quote on Orbitcast? John Kerry.
Excellent job.
When 10 people are listening to each channel.
Right. Something like that.
Fucking
and then
amazing.
He also thinks that the new units should be, look at me with looking into this stuff, the HD radio. HD radio capability with all the new hardware.
The new,
that's going to come out when this new company is doing their thing.
Why doesn't John Kerry shut the fuck up? It has nothing to do with him.
Thank you.
Senator
Fucking
John
prick.
Kerry added that
it needs to be at least 20% or as many as 50 channels to be their liking. Now that's talking about
20%. So the two companies want to merge because they can't survive singularly, and we should have a certain quotas for money. What the fuck is wrong with people?
Viable competition, they're calling it. Viable competition, Jimmy.
For what?
And XM and Sirius has decided 8% of the spectrum set aside is good enough. And John Kerry said that's not good enough. It should be 20%.
Yeah, did he do that with his own fucking money?
As 50 channels.
Did he do that with his own money? Him and that fucking ketchup bitch he's married to? Did they throw their own money at 20% to minorities?
What an asshole. Did he count the existing minorities, though? I mean, aren't there plenty?
Who are you?
I'm sorry. I just came in from the place. From the street I came in from.
One of our faves, actually, Mark Maron in studio. What were you going to say, Mark?
Nothing. I'm going to cry now, you bastard.
No, of course not. What were you saying?
Well, I mean, aren't there enough minorities? Isn't spread out already? Did he make a count? Did he? I mean, there's how many people are on XM? 900?
We got a little more than that.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
There's a lot of minority programming.
Yeah, I mean,
they got baseball in Spanish. They got the hockey for the
yeah,
and they got like hip hop channels and then they got all sorts of stuff.
So what are you
man.
supposed to have? A Dutch channel?
They got channels for the holes out there,
right?
For the donut holes.
Mm-hmm. They got channel for everything. What's you complaining about?
I think they do pretty well. I think both companies do very well as far as diversifying.
Spreading it out.
Yeah, sure. But he had to get in on this whole thing. This merger, my God, is it happening or not?
Yeah, I would
many
love
days
to
has this gone on?
Love to see if his personal finances, if he's doing that with his money.
Mm-hmm. Giving it to black people?
Or anybody, or just dividing it up based on any kind of lines.
Right.
I would love to know if him and that stupid wife of his are doing that.
Yeah, or your when you purchase things, are you purchasing 20% of your goods from minorities? That's what he should do.
He'd probably say, I have a cleaning lady.
Yeah.
Dude, they announced the merger 468 days ago.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, my
I thought you were going to say
God.
years. Would have been a long time.
Yeah. And listen to this. This should drive you nuts. The senator also wants Sirius XM to be required to build HD radio capability into their receivers, calling it an essential check on the ability of the merger company to stifle competition from digital radio broadcasting.
Wait. So they want to put the units out that have a competing
technology in it. Yeah.
That's good.
Let HD try to build up their fucking company.
Holy shit.
Why is it up to Sirius and XM to help the competition?
Terrestrial radio has done nothing but try to wreck the merger, and now satellite is supposed to fucking help terrestrial radio further its cause?
Somebody's getting paid.
Of course.
I love to how much... Danny, shut the fuck up. I just don't know who it is. You're about to say, but don't say it.
But I would be interested to know.
Politics, my friend.
I would be interested to know how much money certain people are accepting from people who have vested interest in the merger not happening. It's ridiculous.
It could be $50, $60.
Perhaps more than that, Ant.
You know, they got...
Still gets a laugh.
And they got the gay channels over there at Sirius. Does XM have the gay?
Yes.
Does XM have the gay?
I think
I don't know. I know
blew out the gay.
Yeah, Sirius had the Out Q channel, and I don't think XM actually has a alternative lifestyle channel.
Why should they? Guys who blow each other like the same music as everybody else.
Wait, this gay guy in the front wants to say something.
I don't know if that's true.
This gay guy in the front wants to say something. Is there a gay channel?
Yeah, basically.
How many gay people are there? It's Pride Week.
XM and HRC have a 2-hour block called
what?
XM and HRC Human Rights Campaign. They have a 2-hour live show on XM Live 120.
What the fuck is a gay channel? What is a gay radio channel?
Happy channel.
It's all gay all the time. I don't know.
Means happy.
You know, a lot of that boom, 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 boom. You know,
Oh yeah, club music. We have that, but I don't understand what the fucking sexuality has to do with the music they're playing. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's.
What, this is a song you can listen to while you're blowing someone who's doing poppers?
All right.
Well, we do have gay channels on XM. Thank you to Damien in Akron, Ohio. Right? No, this is a channel for queers. It's a little different.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah, I don't. What is HD radio? How does that work?
It's this horse shit. It's called high
digital.
definition.
Yeah, it's not even real HD. They call it HD, but it doesn't mean high definition. It's
like kind of hidden.
Supposed to
in
be
your radio dial.
Yeah, it's digital. and it's supposed to be like a CD quality.
Yeah.
But it's not.
I was reading an article about HD radio because I had the same question. I was like, well, what is this? And I looked it up, and apparently they just named it HD radio because the letters HD, they strike the consumer as being better, than the normal.
Right.
By the way, speaking of gay channels, XM does have gay channels. Damien in Akron, Ohio writes, the gay XM channels are The Move and BPM.
And 202 from noon to 3.
Yeah, noon to 3.
where men shove shit in their ass.
Right. Well, he did it on our show, though.
Oh, that's true.
That was collateral damage, though. They should just keep that gay shit on their show and leave the gay off our show.
Faggot Ron and Fez show.
Half gay.
Half gay?
They're
Why?
half gay.
The
well, then again, Earl though, so maybe three-quarters. I'm thinking three-quarters gay over there.
Earl took some of the gayest. No, Ron Bennington is the only heterosexual over there.
All right, but they only
All
have
the
like
other
4
ones,
guys over there.
gay.
So my three-quarters is quite accurate.
Ron Bennington's all man though.
Can we play one
Compensates.
song from? I forgot the name already, but that channel that they just said there.
The gay
BPM.
BPM, yeah. Give me the hit song on BPM. Listen to this horse shit.
Yeah, we gotta.
This should prove that John Kerry's out of touch. We got everything represented.
And just give us. They're not in the system. They're not labeled like what the channel is. Like this isn't labeled like the virus. We have to find what folder they're in.
All right, what dumb folder they're in? John Kerry bugs me. They all have to get their 2 cents in, and they don't even know what they're talking about. Half these guys.
You think there are bigger problems though right now?
It's amazing.
I think there's some bigger issues.
No
like
kidding.
how can we fill up our car for less than $300 fucking dollars?
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, you know what I mean? How can we?
Mark,
how can we keep our jobs?
You know what's amazing about this whole thing? By the time the merger goes through, it's not going to matter anymore. We're moving toward a Wi-Fi world very, very quickly.
So you mean that it's all going to be?
We're going to have the competition.
Listen by choice, pick your own times.
All that shit is going to go down, man, sooner than later.
I have a system in my house that it would easily be adaptable to your car if they had Wi-Fi everywhere.
Which they
will.
In 5 years,
you know it's going to be everywhere.
This is going to happen fast now.
So you're saying it's all going to be internet and it's all going to be listen by choice. Live isn't going to matter. None of that shit's going to matter.
As soon as they quote wire and I say quote because it's wire, wire the country for Wi-Fi. The end of story. Satellite radio is going to be in deep shit.
In 30
seconds,
unbelievable.
Then it's going to come down to content,
dude. In 30 seconds, I could punch up any album, artist, a playlist, and just play it in my house without one CD or DVD or anything. And I'm talking any artist, anything.
Yeah, the distance between you get a song in your head and play it. So that's
and
it.
it's like,
2
I want to
seconds.
hear this. Boom, boom, boom. I touch it, and it's a handheld remote, and it's blasting all over my house, or in whatever room I want it in, or something. There's no more fucking CDs. You don't need a CD
the
anymore.
Technology thing, like the other day, I was feeling kind of shitty because everything, and
we're gonna have to get into a little of that.
But I literally felt like, fuck it, I'm gonna kill myself, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna get rid of my MySpace page. Yeah, just get rid of the MySpace page.
You virtually killed yourself.
Yeah, right. Get rid of the Facebook. I'm done. I'm out.
Wow.
I can disappear. No one fucking find me.
That's a great way to kill yourself.
You got yourself off the grid.
Page.
Yeah, exactly.
You pulled yourself off the grid.
You're free. You can move to Portland, become a baker. Fuck it.
Did we get some BPM?
I never fantasized about getting better jobs.
All right.
No.
I always fantasized about going back into the restaurant industry.
I got a treat for everybody. We are about to play the #1 song on XM81, also known as BPM. It's Natasha Bedingfield.
Pull your cocks out, everybody, and let's all start sucking.
That's the name of the song?
The song, it might as well be. The song is called Pocket Full of Sunshine.
Oh.
And this song sounds like every other song they play on this channel.
Means come.
Here we go. You got it?
Oh. Oh.
Every one of these songs kicks in. I've never heard this song, but I guarantee it's going to kick in.
Wait. Just wait. Slow down.
It's a good song.
Is it?
Yeah. What the fuck are you talking about?
Stop it, Jimmy.
When does the bass line kick in?
All right.
It's going to happen.
I think it's sort of hinting at it.
Get ready. Every song follows the same formula.
Stop it.
And.
God damn it! I said
Okay.
easy.
Use a little more spit. Prison lube. Good stuff.
Ow! Ow! God damn it!
Now I felt something tear.
Oh no!
There it is.
This is where you really get fucking that ass.
The inside of the asshole skin looks like streamers hanging from the ceiling.
A lot of pink socking going on.
Of course there is. Assholes so stretched they can't even suck themselves back up. They're all hanging out like fucking pink gooey duck clams.
Gooey duck clams. Nice.
I think she's speaking in code here, too. A pocket full of sunshine?
Yeah, that's what it means. You put your hand in the pocket and you get a handful of cum. That's the sunshine.
All right, enough. So we got the minority crap covered with this merger whenever it happens.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
All right, we got Mark Maron in studio. Are you promoting anything, Mark?
Yeah, I'm promoting the end of my career. No, I'm not. I just was in town. I'm doing a thing, and I thought I'd come by and say hi.
Promoting the end of your mental health?
I'm trying to hang on, man. I seriously am.
Someone, I think it was Roland. He goes, Mark really needs to come in. The divorce is killing him. He needs to just.
There's so many things. So many things I didn't understand, Anthony. That you could have told me.
Yes, my son.
Wait, can we get the quick setup? Didn't she left the relationship, right?
She left me, and then for a trial separation, she said 3 months. At 3 months, I said, "What are we doing?" But I didn't say it like that. I said, "What was he doing?" You know. So
Shit. That's sad.
It's fucking sad. And then she goes, "I'm not going to decide." And I'm like, "All right, well, fuck it." So I filed for divorce and made some bad dating decisions. So now whether she left me or not, that doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't. None of it matters.
You've already dipped into the pool.
But the thing was, I thought I could win, man.
Yeah.
I thought that there was some fairness, that there was some justice. And the truth of the matter is, there's fucking not.
No.
There's not. They hire thug Jap lawyers, and I'm using
Thank
Jap
you.
in the right way.
Mark, say whatever the hell you want.
Like my
Jewish American princess.
Right. Thugs to shake me fucking down.
It's extortion.
It is extortion.
Total.
And then I go to this hearing, dude. She shows up at the hearing. She might as well have been wearing no shoes in a barrel.
Yep.
You know, we're
I'm impoverished.
Yeah.
I need to continue living the lifestyle I was accustomed to.
Which one was that? It wasn't in my house. What the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly.
I don't spend anything. Where the hell was she living?
Oh, exactly.
But and then you get these calls, and they start jerking you around. Did you get that thing where right when things get difficult, you get the phone call, and I'm starting to feel bad.
Oh, never feel bad. Never feel bad.
I made a mistake, man. I love this chick. What am I going to do? What am I going to do about that? And I'm not saying I'm going back, and I'm not saying that it's even an option.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, I've learned some valuable lessons. Valuable fucking lessons.
I never dealt with the ex directly, aside from the point where we actually talked and settled it, because I couldn't go through a trial anymore. I went through trial
They wore 'em
legitimately.
down. They really
the trial,
That's what they try to do.
The trial lasted, and I'm not kidding. The actual trial, the divorce proceedings lasted 3 years. 3 years. The trial itself went 15 minutes before I turned around and said, I want to go into this room and talk.
Yeah, you can just do that. Isn't
and
that
I
wild?
talked and was like, I didn't feel I got a fair deal, but I had to end this.
You just
I had
want
to
it over.
fucking end this.
It gives you fucking cancer.
Oh, it'll kill you.
Yeah, and the thing is we get there. This isn't even gone on a year yet. I don't have much money. There's not a lot at stake here.
Doesn't matter.
Her lawyer has paperwork like it's the Manson trial.
Yeah.
We
they
walk
come in
there's-
with hand trucks.
Yeah, there's they're
with
rolling
boxes
things.
of
The judge
shit.
is like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
It's a 3-year marriage. This guy doesn't have that much money. What are you doing? I'll tell you, all that
Shaking
paper
you down.
Yeah, represents my fucking pain in this thing. And then she's telling me it's like, well, you didn't really have to compromise anything. It's like, you fucking left me.
Oh.
The one thing I learned though is if you
How does the woman leave you and then you get fucked by that?
Because it's a math
a law.
equation. It has nothing to do with
Alec
people
Baldwin is all
or
over this.
personalities or who you are or what you did or what she did or what was contributed to that. It's a slide rule math problem that they fucking have worked out. You're not a person, you're a number. and there's thug attorneys that try to tilt it to their favor.
It's a shakedown. It's a complete shakedown.
Oh, I hate it.
The only thing that I think I learned in retrospect is that, you know, I mean, I'm not a... Did you love your wife? Seriously, at the beginning?
That's a tough question.
Think back, though.
I'm really thinking back, and I don't think I ever loved that woman.
Really? You just like being hurt?
Well, no. Can I
No.
speak for Anthony?
Yeah.
And Ann, just tell me to stop. But his wedding night,
yeah,
he laid in bed.
I laid in bed, and I was like, tears of frustration poured down my face
was crying on his wedding night.
as my eye twitched, and I went, oh my God, I think I made a big mistake. That was day one. I went for 9 years. It was like the first day in prison when that door clangs shut, and you're just like, oh my God, it's the first day of a 9-year sentence.
Oh my God.
At least the wedding was nice, though, right? She behaved at the wedding.
Well, there were some altercations with my brother and my mother.
She got a... Well,
perhaps someone got a little sauced.
Don't know for sure.
And yeah, there was a little altercation. Some yelling could have happened between my mom,
yelling on the
and
wedding,
then my brother, and it was all very. And I'm there trying to put out fires, you know, and thinking, and this is yeah, and I'm like, this is day one.
I got married in my backyard with like 7 people. It was sort of a panicky situation. Yeah,
sounds like mine. It was a justice of the peace, and you know, backyard whole thing.
But you invited a lot of people, right?
No, not that many people.
I know. I didn't even. My dad didn't even show up.
I can give a shit.
Yeah.
Why did he show up?
Why am I getting? Why am I doing this?
I didn't tell him about it. I just was like, let's just get this done.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Travis, he's described me as the fat new guy in Shawshank. I don't belong here. The guy that gets beaten, the new fish, and then dies.
And your dad didn't go to your wedding? He was out there in California, right?
No, he didn't go to the wedding thing. But then we had like a party like a couple months later to make up for not inviting everybody.
Right.
You know, get fucking roped in and captured first, and then we'll plan, you know, a party kind of a thing.
My dad's been no help now, I'll tell you. He's
really?
Well, he's a selfish bastard. He's one of those guys where it's like everything starts with, you know what you got to do. You know what you got to do? So I'm telling him about the divorce, and he's like, I talked to him for like 5 minutes, and it just sort of, that was the end of his patience with it. He goes, you got to kill her. You're just going to have to kill
Jesus.
her. But it's like reasonable advice. He's like, no, listen. And, you know, you can't hire someone to do it. You got to do it yourself. I'm like, that's a great idea. Thanks. That's a great idea.
Well, it's similar because my dad's been no help through my divorce. He's dead.
Oh, shit. Did it kill him?
Don't worry about it. Just thought it would be funny. Jesus, lighten up, people.
But
How did it happen? Oh, my God.
Mark, is there any end in sight?
The one thing I learned in retrospect, though, is that like I was sort of a sucker because in the sense that I did my best with this chick. And, you know, I would cook her breakfast, make her coffee, fucking pancakes. But the one thing I learned in looking back at it, no amount of pancakes, my friend, erases, shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. That once those start stacking up, you can show up with a truckload of waffles, and they will still take their vagina and leave.
Yeah. The shut the fuck up factor.
It is. It's the truth. But is there an end in sight? Yeah, I hope there's an end in sight. I just want, you know,
So how's this going to turn around for guys in the end? Because, I mean, this is the same story we hear every single time we talk about divorce, where the guy gets fucked, and then you get one or two
I don't want to hear the one broad that calls
one or two women
up,
that go,
I'm the one that got taken on my divorce. My husband walked away with, you are the one in a billion.
It's safe to say that's very, very rare when that happens. Alec Baldwin is fighting this. He's had it.
Well, the people with more money.
He is a bit bitter about the whole divorce thing. Absolutely.
When you have a lot of money, the thing is, the only way that, the only reason that I kept fighting is that I thought there was some that I understood that she could take half of what we had together. I get it. You accept that. That's right. That's fine.
Right.
Take half of what we have together. That's that. But then this other thing where it's like, I can't live by myself. I can't make it on my own. I got accustomed to this. That becomes really fucking unfair because it's sort of like you wanted to be your independence, you wanted empowerment, you wanted whatever you wanted. Why do I got to finance that? You got some bread,
right?
You know, do what you got to do, and just take the money that you're allotted legally and start your fucking life. You know, quit punishing me and stealing money that I'm earning now.
Yeah,
why are we obligated as the husband? Why are we then obligated to support the wife
who, you know, it's fucking 2008.
Right, she's got some money. And we got roughly the same amount of money
I'm tired
right
of
now.
the glass ceilings that are in place in the workplace. And I want independence. I would, okay, fuck the glass ceiling. Fuck this. You had one of your whores running for fucking president. Just shut the fuck up. Take your shit and lead your life. But no, I need this. I was accustomed to this. It takes me $18,000 fucking dollars a week to do my nails. It takes this, that
stuff is crazy.
Fuck yourself.
It's such a lie.
But Ant's being too nice. Like, it's more than just supporting
That was too
her.
nice?
No, I'm going to say something here, but it gets a lot
Scott
worse.
Peterson's a nice man.
No, it gets a lot worse than what Anthony
She may have
was
been
saying.
hot.
All of a sudden, you got to support her lifestyle as she moves forward with her life. But in a lot of cases, is where he was too nice. A lot of times, the guy ends up making way less in the end than the woman.
Remember the story? Can you still fuck him though? That's my kid. Can you still fuck him while you're paying?
No,
but I'm saying, like, say you need your dick sucked, and like I got accustomed to get my dick sucked. So I'm financing her life. Maybe she'll have to suck it
That
once
was
a week.
part of the lifestyle I was accustomed to, is you sucking my dick.
Fair
so
enough.
here's the money, suck my dick.
Mark,
That's fair.
Yeah. I'm referring to something that happened when we were working at NEW. We've been talking about that a lot lately. And we've told the story a few times, so bear with me, the faithful listeners out there. But there was a sales guy. He was doing very well. He got a divorce. He had a really nice house up in Westchester, really nice spread, a lot of land, and it was like a dream home. And he had a couple kids. Make a long story short, the wife is still in the house. And because he has to pay her way and all this, he ended up getting a tiny, tiny apartment in Manhattan that he could barely afford. So now she's living way better than he. How is that fair?
It's when there's kids though. There's a whole different deliberation. You know, it's like I don't even understand what that is. You know, my brother went through something with 3 kids, and in terms of what's fair and what isn't fair. But if it was a short-term marriage and both people are capable people, at some point, the justice system has got to say, look, you can manage. You're going to be all right. You don't have to take that kid. What?
I mean, I understand what you're saying. I didn't have any kids either. I was in radio for 3 fucking years of a 9-year marriage.
Yeah.
All the rest of the years, I was a tin knocker. I was a sheet metal worker making $29,000 a year.
Right.
For fucking 6 years. For 6 years. And for 3 years, I was doing radio and not making much more than that, to be God's honest with you.
Yeah, we weren't.
Then we split up.
We weren't getting the big payday. We just hit pay dirt right around Anthony getting divorced, literally.
Then we split up, and it's pretty much the lifestyle accustomed to for the past fucking month.
And there was no.
That's right. That's it. That's right.
And with radio, there's no guarantee
That's
that
right.
this continues.
Right. That's
There's no fucking guarantee.
So why is there a guarantee on that side?
I feel like business out there.
I feel like I'm about to snap.
Well, this is what we did well, obviously, and we continue to do well. We're one of the lucky ones, but most of radio is a bunch of guys that are just destroyed and broke.
That's what happened to me. Is that during the marriage, it was the only time that I made money. I took the job in radio. I went on the radio a couple years. I had a couple good years. I saved the money. I'm not a guy. I don't spend fucking money. I'm one of these guys I just like knowing it's there. So if everything falls out on you, at least I got 6 months. I got a year.
Not
where I don't have to fucking worry about it.
A few money, a little bit.
Right. That's all. I don't. What the hell do I need? What do I fucking need? I just need to eat and whatever.
Some hats.
Yeah, a hat or two. Maybe a pair of sneakers.
Obviously, not spending money on haircuts.
Yeah, exactly.
I
don't care.
What the hell's going on with you, Mark? You all right?
I'm a very simple man. All right. If I could just masturbate and eat ice cream, I'm fine.
There you go.
So, but that's the thing is that the lawyer says, look, he's capable of doing this. This is the lifestyle she was accustomed to. And the thing that fucking kills me is that you read their statements, you read what they're saying. It's and they're just fucking lying. Mm-hmm. They're perjuring themselves. They're lying because they're instructed by the attorneys to act retarded and impoverished and incapable. Yep. And you got to look at the woman that you once respected for whatever reason, sitting there going, I'm retarded. I can't do it. I can't
do it myself.
Right. And it's what the fuck happened to you? And there was part of me that when I saw her statement and when I saw her, I was like, how do you compromise your personal integrity that much? And then when you hear people talking about it, it's hard not to be fucking sexist about it. It's hard not to get to a point where you're like, there's something fucking wrong with them. They're how do you not have a conscience about certain things? And how does everything get
conscience?
twisted?
Oh, never. You won't see a hint of it.
No. I don't believe a broke woman. You got a mouth, you got a pussy. Get out there and earn, toots. Lucky dog. You're lucky you have those things. God gave you a mouth, pussy, and ass for a reason. What do you think it was to talk, piss, and shit?
The court system just doesn't see it that way whatsoever. But, Mark, how much longer do you think you got?
Well, I'm going to try to settle it. I'm going to try to get it behind me because I'd like to move on with my life because this thing is like a cancer hanging over you. It's like walking around with a fucking tumor over your head.
That's exactly what it is. You're just walking around with your life on hold.
You can't have a peace of mind. Any moment you have where you're like, hey, I'm pretty good. Oh, fuck.
Oh, that.
I got to do that?
Right.
Oh, man.
Exactly. Oh, it's fucking infuriating.
And you got to suck so much up. See, this is the one thing I didn't understand about relationships in general is that, when you're being, manipulated or passively aggressive, attacked or taken to task about bullshit, apparently you're just supposed to bite your lip and eat some cake and get fat like an idiot as opposed to go, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Because once that starts happening, somehow or another, it's not a fair playing field. I just can't. Listen to me. I'm not being funny. I'm being a fucking pussy.
No, this is exactly what the fuck it is, though. It's exactly what it is.
I'm so tired of it, dude.
I thought I was going to make out by being a nice guy. I thought, if I'm nice and handle this nicely, things will go well. And, maybe this can be an amicable thing. And, I wasn't going to be greedy or selfish. There's a situation we've talked about on the air plenty of times where I had my life savings at the time of the split up was $40,000.
Right.
I had $40,000 in the bank.
Yeah.
And I was like, I knew this was going down. I knew she had hired Dominic Barbara as her lawyer. It was just vicious. And I decided, I better get to the bank and take out half my money because she's going to, take it. So I go to the bank. I make out a withdrawal slip for $20,000. I'm going to leave her $20,000 in the fucking bank so she can live and I can live on the other 20.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Right.
I went down there, gave in my withdrawal slip, and the guy told me, "Oh, that account has $8 in it." She had already come by and taken $40,000, the whole fucking $40,000 that I was going to be nice and take 20 and 40 gone.
And by the way, that 40,000 was because of the radio career.
Of course it was.
Because you owed out the ass when I met him.
It was 20 grand in debt, in credit card debt.
So this was because
I was able to pay it off.
Of doing, very well in radio.
I was able to save up, 40 grand. I felt all good about myself. I felt like I was going to, take half of it. She takes half. Now we, that'll give us enough time, each of us, to support ourselves while we go through this process that should take a fucking week.
So basically, that must have been accounted for in the final divorce proceedings.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, they took that as just a write-off. Like, whatever it was, it was.
One of those things that happen before you get into the whole thing.
You don't, you don't get that.
Did you have to pay her attorney fees?
You know something? I still can't talk about a lot of things.
Okay.
But suffice to say,
Jimmy, look at me.
I had to write a lot of checks that made me very angry.
As a general rule, a lot of times, let's just say,
a guy usually has to. Oh, fuck yeah!
A lot of times, the cunt of a person will get her attorney fees paid for.
Yeah. Yeah,
wow.
That's it.
It's like I'm still in the middle of this. I'm starting to get squirrely, because then you start to check yourself. And the bottom line is like I was like him. Is that you try to be respectful initially, and then when you talk to them, if you ever talk to them, see, I don't talk to her much, but it's happened a couple of times, and you start to realize that these attorneys are really they're predatory, and it doesn't take, if a woman is hurt and she's fragile, and some ball busting thug of a lawyer who's a woman comes up and says we're gonna take him out, we're gonna take him out, we're gonna take him to the fucking cleaners. They're very impressionable, and they just prey on people, and they don't give a shit about people, and they're the ones that plant all this shit in their heads.
The lawyer writes up the whole synopsis deposition thing. It's not, you don't sit there and write up. The lawyer writes it up and goes, read this. So you barely read it, you sign the fucking thing, and then they become your words. Meanwhile, it's the lawyer's words, so they're fucking claiming all kinds of shit.
Right, it's lies.
And they go all along with the whole spiel.
I wrote my own. That was the thing. I literally spent weeks writing my declaration, and I was honest. I was, a little poetic. Because we're fucking writers, right?
Trying to fucking be,
honest,
an independent person.
Right. So I write this big thing, and then we get into court, and her lawyer had objections, like 9 objections on every page, and the judge is going through this thing I wrote, going, okay, I'll sustain that, and there's part of me that's going, that was a good sentence. I mean, that was funny.
That was a good line.
Good line. You're cutting up my work there.
Did you hate her lawyer?
Well, Jim, I got to be honest with you, man. I mean,
oh boy,
it's one of those things that I grew up a Jew in a Jew world. All right, so there's a type of Jew that all right. There's a type of Jew, a type of woman. She's like maybe in her mid-50s. She's wearing this tight pink skirt, tight pink shirt. She's got a lot of work done on her face. She's strutting down and she's looking at me like, I'm going to burn through your soul. And there's part of me because, when you grow up with your mother's friends who are like that and everything else, that when they look at you, you just want to sit there and smile at them until they just fucking lose their shit. And during she snapped during the hearing. I mean, I couldn't believe it, but I hated her, but I've been just sucking it up. I've been sucking it up because you can't. I don't want to.
Keep just saying,
but I don't want to make it any worse.
I know it only makes it worse, and you can't. Here's something though. You can't fucking hold that kind of hatred. There was hatred in me where I just did not want to see people on this planet anymore. That's how much I hated.
Well, that's the fucking thing that I'm finding out. Is like, what kind of person are you? Like, what kind of dude am I in the sense that, like, because you go in and out of this shit. You're like, she fucking left me. She's doing this to my life. I'm going to kill myself. Fuck her. And you have those moments when you're like, wow, that's awfully selfish. If I was a given person, if I was someone who was a giver, I would think, she left me, fuck her, I'm going to kill her.
instead of yourself.
And then then in those twisted parts of your head, you're like, the only way this will balance out is if I shoot her and then me, and then I'm the decent guy.
Done it.
And I understand. That's how all fucking murder is about pussy and money. And that's it. When you break it right down, it's always about pussy and money, one way or the other.
By the way, I just want to state, because Mark is insane, that he's just having fun and he's trying to make people laugh, and this is all comedy.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a violent person in any way. I'm actually I'm a sucker, because I don't, in my heart of hearts, I don't even hate her. I just want it to be
system.
Fair. Well, I hate the system, and I hate the fact that there's a sense of entitlement around this shit that doesn't, because how does it twist in your head? I earned the money. I'll give you the money.
But your ex is a career woman herself, right? She does okay for herself.
Yeah, I mean, she's starting to do okay for herself, and I just wish it didn't come to all this shit. And then when you do talk to them, you don't know if they're lying or they're not lying, or what they do know or what they don't know. It's all very confusing. You just want it to be over, but it's hard not to fucking blame the lawyer.
The guy couldn't wait any longer, but we had a phone call. The guy knows that his friend got a divorce, and he has to pay child support for stepchildren.
Some other guy's kids? That's a tough sentence. You start to realize that sometimes life's not going to work out like you want it to, man.
They actually tried. This didn't end up in my settlement, but there was something in there where they wanted me to continue paying if she died. I looked at this like, you've got to be shitting me. Am I reading something wrong? And then I heard, no, because her heirs, if she has children, would be entitled to these monies. Shut the fuck up.
You know what I fucking hate about lawyers is that a lot of them are they're fucking.
Mark, you gotta let that sit there for a second.
Sorry.
These monies
got to me too.
Oh God,
these
monies.
Yes, Mark.
Okay.
They're it just can't, because the way as a comic and somebody who chooses to take a risk with their life, you look at some of these fucking lawyers and you realize these are some of them are talented, charismatic people that just didn't have the courage to pursue their dream, so now we all got to fucking pay for it.
Yeah. Oh, and they just they used the system. This system that I guess was supposed to be put in place to resolve things, maybe take care of people.
Slippery slope.
I don't know if this was some kind of... I heard that this was supposed to be for when it was the olden days, and women, their job was to... raise the children. They were denied education. They were denied that because they were expected to get married and do their part of the job, which was taking care of the kids, cooking for the man who went to work, blah, 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 blah. So when they got a divorce, the woman was pretty much left fucked. So the guy had to support her because she had nothing. We're in 2008. The women have gone through their fucking movement. They've achieved an equal status in this country. Don't fucking tell me different.
I've been fucking talked down to by more cunts behind counters at DMV or anywhere else. So I'm not. Don't try to say you're not on an equal footing here. That we're beyond that.
Right.
When you get divorced, the woman is just as capable of doing whatever the fuck she wants to do in life and get a job and support herself.
Yeah, the issue is that if it's an even field and it's about the support and there are no kids, it's like take your half of the community assets. I accept that that's the law, but if it's an even field and you're capable of doing something, what do you got to hit me up for? It's just not fair.
Well, it's still paying for.
Yeah, exactly. It's not fair. I think I got to be funnier.
No, you don't. Not at all.
No.
By the way, I've never heard anyone be able to defend this from the other point of view for honest reasons. Like a lawyer's only answer could be it's the law. I mean, I would love to find one lawyer or attorney who could call in and justify, not with kids, but like what Mark is going through. That
or
type
what
of
Anthony went
fucking-
through.
I want to hear this.
similar.
I want to hear the excuse, not from the fucking lawyer. I want to hear from this independent woman that's fucking business oriented. And look what I'm doing. What's your fucking excuse for taking this extortion money? Why? How do you sit there and cash that fucking check?
That's why I fought it, because like in my head, when she said to me that this is what I want, and I literally was like, I don't have that. I don't know what those numbers are based on. But I don't have it. And I said, I don't have it. I can't give it to you. And I said, no. And they're like, well, fuck you. That's the end of the negotiation. It's like, but I don't have what you're asking for, but they don't care. They want you to sell whatever you have to sell. They don't care.
Oh, yeah,
and the issue is like, I earned the money. I'm willing to accommodate the law by giving you half of what's entitled to you for being my wife. And I understand that. I can accept that. But this other thing, it's like, why are you doing that?
Yeah, where's that come from?
It's just not fair, and I fought it because I thought that there was an end to it, but I didn't realize going into it that the spousal support, they can just, it's in the books, it's on the books, they can just take it.
And what interest does the lawyer have in ending this quickly? None. They want this shit to drag on and on because they're getting paid by the fucking hour. Massive amounts of money. By the hour they make.
Let's just say, what could a high-profile, real scumbag of an attorney earn, roughly?
Oh my God! Some of them earn like 15. Some of them, like I'm dealing with just a independent lawyer. I didn't go with anybody. I'm not a celebrity.
That's what I did.
So it's safe
and
to
I
say
got fucking
$1,000 an hour.
Yeah, over $1,000 an hour.
Over $1,000 an hour.
Yeah.
Over $1,000 an hour, and those hours add up fast, Jimmy. Yeah.
I would say I want the whole divorce done in 40 minutes.
I got
You can do that. You can do that.
I got a problem with the lawyers that are representing the guys. When are they going to stand up and go, this is complete bullshit, this system?
You know what?
You almost understand the lawyers representing the women. They're like, fuck, I'm going to get whatever the fuck I could get for my client.
That's right.
But what about the fucking lawyers that are representing you and Anthony?
They're the same lawyers,
What the fuck are they doing?
They're the same lawyers. They do the women on the next case. They'll do the guy this time.
Is that what that's all about?
Sure.
That's right.
They don't just do men.
It's business to them. They don't give a fuck.
They get it.
They don't care. Look at fucking Dominic.
God.
He's been divorced how many times? You think he fucking sat there and enjoyed the shit out of some lawyer fucking tearing him an ass? I'm sure he didn't.
Should be all prenup.
The real exciting thing about going through this is just how calloused and hard your heart becomes.
Yep.
And how clear you are about, nothing's coming in right now.
Yeah.
Do you understand the terms of this relationship? Like right now, I'm dating, I can't even understand. Like, there's so much I don't fucking understand. Because like before the divorce, I thought like, well, I'm in control of this situation. I got nothing. I got no control over nothing. And I'm in a situation right now where I don't even know when we're fucking arguing. I don't even know.
Shit.
I mean, I'm dating this woman where I say things like this conversation, and I got some anger issues occasionally. I'm in this situation. I call her up and I'm like, "You want me to come over?" She's like, "What? You don't want to come over?" And I'm like, "What the fuck just happened?
The fuck?
What just fucked?" And I'm like, "I just said I wanted to come over." She goes, "Well, you didn't say." I didn't understand the tone. I'm like, "What do you mean the tone? How the fuck is it unclear?" She's like, "Why are you yelling?" I'm not fucking yelling. I'm just trying to understand what you're talking about. She's like, "You have an anger problem." I'm like, "Oh, fuck this. You want waffles? Make some pancakes."
There are times in relationships where you think to yourself, how the fuck did we get here? What
It's ridiculous. It's stubborn pride.
It's just amazing.
Bullshit.
I think both sides do it, though.
I knew I had to end my last relationship, and I've never been married. Well, she knew it, too. When we were driving home from Diana Ross concert.
Was that the end of the story?
Yes. and she realized I was a faggot. We were both driving home, and we were so mad at each other that I was driving doing 50 or 60 in the rain, and I drilled my fist into the windshield, and I wanted to punch a hole in the windshield, and because I wanted to hit her. I was so fucking consumed with rage that I was frightened. She actually got out of the car at the gas station.
What was the problem, though?
It was just we had just built up so much bullshit.
Nothing. You don't even know what it is. It's
it
nothing.
becomes so convoluted after a while. I mean, that argument was pretty much just both of us by that point were so at each other.
You know what happens is that there's a repetition of events that if you are incapable of engaging emotionally in any sort of trusting proper way, which means none of us, who the hell's capable of that? People who are
superhuman.
People who had one good parent. I don't fucking know who the hell they are. But what happens is it's just this pattern of petty bullshit. So like you start to say things like, "Hey, can you do me a favor? Could you just not leave your shit all over the counter every fucking morning so I can wake up and at least not have coffee and crumbs and all kinds of bullshit." And they're like, "Yeah, I'll do that for you." How hard is that to do? But see, they don't do it. Okay, and and that's how you start to communicate emotionally. Is that whatever you're pissed off about, that becomes how the emotional engagement goes. So like twice or 3 times a week you wake up like, "What the fuck? Can't you just fucking?" She's like, "What? I'm sorry." But if you're sorry, why don't you fucking not do it anymore? Why are you fucking yelling at me? And then there's crying and this and that, and then you make up, and that's how your emotions work.
Then you watch The Godfather and you see fucking Carlos shows Connie how to clean something up. That's what you do when there's a mess. Fucking
Yeah.
You play that scene on a loop.
You try that
in your house.
Try that
on every TV.
And they will take their vagina and leave.
Yeah.
As I said, that's what happens.
All right, why don't we?
Pryor had a funny joke about that 2 years ago.
What?
About take whatever you want. Don't take the pussy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, take. I forget. Take the TV, but leave the pussy.
Now I feel like I shouldn't say it anymore. It's different, though, right?
It's just totally different.
All right.
You feel better, Mark?
Huh?
You feel better?
Well, now, I feel frightened and angry.
That's all right.
So that's better. Yeah.
We'll talk about gas and the election and other things after the break.
Talk about what the fuck Jim is eating. What about that?
I'm eating. I'm eating tuna fish with fat-free mayo or low-fat mayo. Very low-fat.
Are you going to a gym too and everything?
Oh yeah, I work out a lot.
Yeah.
I haven't this week though. I have a deadline I've been dealing with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to go like 4 or 5 days a week on the elliptical machine.
You do the elliptical?
You should feel my
do you
fucking
Do you
ass.
guys have video of that?
No, but I look good on the elliptical.
Get that.
I
You gotta
fucking
get that.
smell so bad after the gym. I really do fucking smell horrible, like a sub.
You know what's fucking sad though? Before you get out of here, is like there's part of it's like I hate about myself is that there's part of me that there's part of me that's like if she ever fucking shows her face, at my fucking house again, I'd take her back in a second.
Oh no! Let's go to Fred in Brooklyn. Fred, what's up, buddy?
Up,
How are you,
guys? Just last month, Bill Murray's wife filed for divorce.
Right.
Yep.
This past weekend, I read in the newspaper that the divorce was finalized. It's over. Does that mean he just threw her everything that she wanted?
Hell yeah.
I don't know what. I guess he just has so much FU money. He's like, you know what? Whatever. I'm never going to go through the rest of this money anyway. So save the stress. Because I read that too. I'm like, how the fuck did that happen?
Well, some people find an
like 2
agreement.
weeks, I think.
Some people find an agreement. I mean,
there are.
Who knows what the hell happened?
Bill Murray and his wife of nearly 11 years are divorced.
Wow.
A judge in signed off on the divorce agreement June 13th, barely a month after they got separated.
See, everyone's surprised. They're like, oh my God, what happened? They should go back and fight some more. We need more news.
Yeah, what happened? Fuck that. We need a story. 4 children will live with the mother. He gets visitation rights. He'll pay child support. And there you go.
So she also gets the houses.
Yeah, but
I read that she got the houses. Like he wanted out of that fucking thing, huh?
With 4 kids, it's kind of hard. Like
that's the thing with
where
the kids.
Lifestyle comes in.
That's right.
The kids shouldn't have to
because she couldn't work.
He had a prenup. The prenup agreement requires Murray to pay his ex $7 million within 60 days of the divorce.
God damn.
Safe to say that Bill Murray has a lot more than $7 million, though. There, Fred.
Yeah. Why didn't I marry like a
I mean,
rich
no one
woman?
wants to lose $7 million, obviously, but I think Bill Murray has a hell of a lot more than that.
When you sign that off on a prenup and go, all right, I'll give the bitch 7, you have a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
At that point, if you got that kind of cash, it must just be like, just get out of here. Whatever it is, here it is. Go.
Must have money to burn.
That's what I wish I had that.
Joe.
I wish I had that because that's the thing is that when all this shit went down, I didn't have any fucking work. I was sitting on a deal. I had a deal with HBO. I was waiting for something to happen. Nothing was coming in, and then all this shit happens at the same time. I wish I had that kind of money to just say, all right, go. That's it.
You know what else they can do to you?
Oh, no. What are you going to tell me now?
Potential future earnings.
Oh, don't tell him that, man.
Oh, boy.
which they get experts in.
Man, don't
experts in, which let the one party know how much the other party is going to make in the future. They bring in a crystal fucking ball, and the guy looks at it and goes, "Oh, this is what you're going to make during your entire career as whatever job this is."
Okay, so if it doesn't happen, can you go back and say, "You fuck, I didn't make it"?
Nope. And sometimes it's deliverable within a certain amount of time, even if you haven't made it yet. So you're going to make it. So get loans, come out with whatever the fuck you want, and fork it over.
What was the number he gave for you?
I'm just talking vaguely. I'm talking about, divorce situations.
What am I
It was a ridiculous.
Hey, Mark.
What?
Good luck, bro.
Oh, thanks, man.
Oh, Fred,
I'm just mentioning,
I hear you.
That's a thing that they can do.
I understand.
And in a business like radio, let's say, it's not a guaranteed job.
There's no guarantee with any of it.
So how could anybody say?
How about this? We're technically working for free right now. That's the guarantee we
For
got.
free.
They allow us to come in here and do it for free.
Yeah.
Thank you. this business has no guarantees.
This is what makes people fucking evil. The thing is like, I think that despite whatever personal problems I have, I'm a pretty decent guy, and I was willing to be a decent guy. And then this shit goes on, and you can't get out from under it, and all of a sudden you got all these goddamn challenges just to be a decent person again. It's very hard not to become corrupted, bitter, and horrible because of the way you're treated by this legal system and by somebody that you thought you loved.
You know this too. It's also as you get so sick of women telling you like all this stuff about being an equal and they don't want to be treated subserviently. But then, when the first chance they get, they do it. It really is kind of hard to respect.
It is. It's a tough pill to swallow.
Mike from Dover writes, "Yo, Aunt, are the lawyers factoring in your nice new $0 salary?" And then he writes, "Nice,
nice."
Yeah, take that to Dominic. Officially, we're making no money right now. Factor that in. 0.00 for the boys.
Factor it in.
Factor it in. All right, Mark, we're going to make a promise here. We're going to take a break, and we're going to, reset, and we're going to get you to talk about
other
stuff.
things? Okay, man.
Yeah, I think you got it off your chest. If you want to go back here, by all means, do so.
I just want it to be done, and I want her to, be... Because it's like... In the long run of your life, when these kind of things go down, you realize, holy fuck, life is short. How long am I going to carry this fucking,
burden?
And you'd like it to even out on some level. Maybe it'll all be water under the bridge eventually. Right. I just want it to be fair.
Well, you got a good way of looking at the world. So why don't we do a little of that after the break?
Thanks, man.
Gas prices, politics, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, right on.
Opie and Anthony and Mark Maron.
You're getting married.
No.
Here's Anthony from the Opie and Anthony Show to help you plan the perfect wedding.
I'm talking to you. Are you listening?
First, you must carefully choose a wedding ring for your gal.
I went into one of those jewelry stores in Penn Station, and I think I spent $300 on it.
Right. Well, you should also make sure your betrothed gets along with your dear, sweet mother.
Your son is a scumbag.
Maybe not. Your wedding night, on the other hand, should be a magical one.
I believe I laid there looking at the ceiling with tears of regret and sorrow rolling down the sides of my face.
Just follow these simple steps and you'll have the perfect wedding. Just like... I got nothing.
I was shocked. I was horrified. I was broke. Hopeless. What did I get myself into? It only took 9.5 years for me to leave. Never marry a wife.
I was a broken, beaten man. And I had been married for 6 hours. And it's like,
wow. All right, we're on the air. Holy shit.
Like in prison.
Oh my
Let's say you're in
God.
prison, right?
Oh my
And you're in the shower.
Yeah.
And some big fucking bruiser comes over and fucks you in the ass. You're not gay. You're not enjoying this at all. There's blood going down the drain.
Yeah.
As he's fucking you in the ass. And then you turn around and give that guy $300,000 worth of cigarettes for fucking you in the ass.
And you got to act like you're nice about it.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Enjoy these.
That's a nice prison.
My stomach hurts from that.
Oh, it should.
That's a new one. That's a new one, Nant.
Well, don't go to prison and have to pay big bruiser that fucks you in the ass.
Yeah.
I don't like the whole thing about how
it's a good metaphor for marriage.
It didn't feel good.
By the way, you made the black guy on the bleachers very uncomfortable during the break.
Oh, what happened?
The ranting and the raving continued during the break, and Ant might have said something that made the black guy very uncomfortable.
About sucking black cock?
Yeah. You wish somebody would...
I just wish
so destitute that they'd have to suck black cock for crack, and the black guy hanging with all the white people out there got a little uncomfortable. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I realize how you can figure out how. Some people say I'm not racist at all, and I finally figured out that there's a way you can figure out if you're racist.
Right,
there is. It's because it happened to me. The next time you lose something that you think's been stolen. See how you cast that short mystery film in your head. How many ethnic types do you use in the lead role? Yeah. How many blacks and Latinos do you get to before you finally hear yourself say, "Oh fuck, here it is under the car seat"? Oh, I'm an asshole.
Oh shit!
I'm a little racist, but I'm not going to tell my buddy Leroy because he'd be uncomfortable.
That's very funny. That's a great line, man.
Because I always think I always say that I'm not racist. I'm nervous.
There you go.
I mean? It's not ethnicity based. It's case by case, and that's phase one. When nervousness becomes fear, and then it becomes hate based on a certain group of people, then you're fucking racist. But if you're just nervous, you're phase one. Just hang out at phase one. And,
phase one is
and
nervous.
Protect yourself. Yeah,
Mark, we should tell you there's light at the end of the tunnel because Anthony's quite happy these days. He's in a pretty cool relationship, and
you do move on even with the baggage that you have, as long as there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
And I think he'll get married again.
You know something?
Protect himself. He'll protect himself.
This is my opinion. That's all.
Right, I'll set up my barriers.
The only time I'm happy is when I'm talking or doing stand-up. It's been a great thing for me for my stand-up, right at the same moment that every club owner in the world decides that their audiences won't like me. But but I'll tell you, my stand-up has never been better because you need it. It's not just needing it to talk, but it's like, I just got to get the fuck out of my head.
Right.
For half an hour. Just let me get out of my head. And it's been the most relieving thing because right when I get off stage, and the fucked up thing about the divorce process is you're that guy. You're the guy, like, everyone's like, you're like, how you doing? And they're like, fine. How about you? Well, if this fucking thing doesn't end.
Exactly.
That's all you can talk about.
Because it's all consuming.
It's a never ending conversation. It's like different people just walk into the middle of the conversation. Like they could walk out, another guy could come in, and then she's like, where are you starting? Well, it doesn't matter. I'll start at the beginning in a minute. Just wait till I get there.
You ever get to one of those points where you go, here's the date. We're supposed to be in court, do this, do that, and you feel like something might get accomplished, and you get there, and they go, adjourned.
Yeah, you're like, wait, I put a tie on.
I came here for nothing. Nothing got accomplished. Nothing got done. All right, we'll make another date, and you could show up on that date.
Right.
For them to go, no, we can't make it. We don't have this. We need this. The report from this one hasn't come in. This is not... And then it goes on for years. For fucking years. And you just...
Does this window open?
Oh, believe me, no.
I am so fucking glad I'm the piece of shit that I've always been.
Be that piece of shit. Bask in your shittiness.
Yeah, you're true to yourself, and it's helped you.
I have been the biggest piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I don't hurt women, but I mean, I'm just fucking non-committal garbage.
Yeah.
I couldn't be fucking more pleased with myself.
I'm under the illusion that I'm not a piece of shit. Yeah, and that's where you run into trouble. Either you got to, you can't be on the fence. Either accept your piece of shitness, or try to be the other thing and commit to that. But if you're on the fence, then it's difficult.
I wear a crown of shit.
Mark, what else is going on in your head?
Oh fuck, dude!
The gas thing is pretty impressive, huh?
Well, eventually, the great thing about Americans in general is part of the things that got us here, that made us the country we are, is denial and entitlement. That it's an amazing thing, but it's not bad necessarily. But the fucked up thing about what's going on now is there's still a lot of people that are like, yeah, it's sad, but they don't realize that it's going to happen to them. But even if you have good credit, eventually this is going to fuck you in the ass, and everybody's being on the same playing field. And until they make a car that can run on people's fat, we're in trouble.
That'd work in this country.
Absolutely. See, there's some people in this country that are so fucking fat that you're like, I don't even, and it's hard for me to be sympathetic because there's part of me, it's like you're not crippled, you're fat.
Right.
And there's part of me that being, and even though I'm not a big...
But they're turning that into a disease there, Mark.
Disability.
They're turning it into a disability, I should say. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I told you about this idea I had about the government getting involved with this. I think that, they have air marshals, on planes. I think that they should have fat marshals at restaurants and fast food outlets. That, just if, you don't know who they are, but if they're sitting there and they see a 300-pound person about to dig into some pie, they just jump up and go, put the spoon down. I'm a U.S. fat marshal. Put the spoon down. No crying. Let's get you a healthier option. How about a little froyo, you fat fuck?
And the fatness affects all of us.
But people get so sensitive about that. You talk about this on stage. You can make fun of people in wheelchairs and people be, if you did it right, they'd laugh. But as soon as you say fat, there's always, and the sad thing about doing even that line on stage is that right when you do it, you always see the one sad fat face out there going, no,
that's me.
No, I can't stop.
And they can't deny it. It's like they can't hide the fucking, their piggish demeanor.
Yep. I traveled though. I've been traveling for the first time. I was in, I did this big Midwestern swing and I've driven across the country a few times, but not to work. And I found that I'm a little arrogant because I've primarily lived in New York and Los Angeles, and I'm on the road with Andy Kindler. I don't know if you know Kindler.
Andy's a funny dude. We've never had him on the show.
I know. I told him go on. He's like he's nervous. He's like I don't know. I'm not. I'm. He's like.
Why won't he come on?
Because he's nervous. He should. He's hilarious.
Did we have him on once way back when?
But if you know Kindler,
maybe the listeners know.
Being in a car, being in a car with him though for like 9 hours is like traveling with the history of the Jewish people. And it was, and we're driving through. I tell you, we went to Fargo, North Dakota. We went to Boise, Idaho, and if they didn't know what a Jew was after we left the Waffle House for the third time that day, they had a pretty good idea that we traveled in packs of 3. Initially, we're charming, but become very irritating, and then we don't leave in time.
Did they like Andy?
Yeah, it went good. But being from a city, you get to places like Boise, and you have it's natural condescension because you're like, holy shit, what the fuck is this? And then they try to be nice. They're like, you're from New York? Well, come here, I'll show you something that you'll relate to this. And they bring you to that one block where there's a coffee shop, a bookstore, and a guy talking to himself. They're like, huh? Like there you go, you feel at home. What the fuck is wrong with you? But then I started to feel bad for him. I started to think like, oh my god, these people are stranded. And I felt like, I was in Boise. I felt like walking up to people going, you can go. You can just, you can get in a car, a bus, a plane. You can go to a real city where there are, independently owned coffee shops and boutiques, people of color. Have some balls. Go. And I had a conversation. The one story that I got to share with you, because this is a real thing, and it's one of those things that you thank God for. Did you hear me talk about it the other night?
No.
At the cellar? You're doing this?
Well, it's hard to tell stories at the cellar because people are like, what? Where does it end? Oh, shit. Where are we supposed to laugh at this? We're unclear.
Do you? I got to ask you before you tell your story because I love guys like you. It seems like when you hit a stage, you're making shit up as you go. Is that true or not?
Yeah, a lot of times.
I know you got your material, but is there times where you go, fuck it, you throw it all out the window and just start rocking?
Yeah, because you get into that zone where you just have to get shit out.
Because as an audience member, that's what I feel when I see you, and I love guys like you. Where like, fuck it, I'm confident up here, and I'm gonna. Hopefully, this will be funny, but I don't care. I'm gonna go with it.
It's the best. It's the best. I love doing that. But you know what that makes you in the business to other people? Inconsistent.
Why?
Because they're like, I don't know what's going to happen. It's hit or miss with Maron. It could go either way. And, that's fine.
Is this the club owners?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
But have some balls. But
even when I was walking down the street here, I'm staying on Houston. I'm in a hotel at like Houston and Forsyth. Mm-hmm. And you remember like 10 years ago when I lived here, you wouldn't go there unless you wanted, crack or a $25 hooker. And now there's a hotel down there, and I started to fright. This really happened.
Is that on the east side of Houston?
Yeah.
That whole area was really scary.
Yeah, because and then I'm starting to think like I used to live here as the soul of New York. God, this happened. I'm like as I'm walking by a Whole Foods on Houston, I'm like, oh fuck, what's happened to my city? Where's the heart of New York? And right as I'm thinking that, I cross the street, there's some sweaty black homeless dude yelling at the air, "I will fuck you in the ass! I will fuck you in the ass!" to nobody. And I'm like, you know what? The heart is still beating.
It's still there.
The soul of New York is still here, and that guy's doing his part.
They put a coat of paint over it, but they never really primed it very well.
That's right. That's right. You can't get
underneath. It's going to start chipping away. And
the homeless in New York are just amazing. These guys are just amazing.
So I'm in Boise, all right? Yeah. I'm at a bar. I'm hanging out with some college students who are at the show, and because they liked me, and I'm insecure, So we're hanging out, and I don't know what the moral of this story is, but you have those moments where you're in a conversation with somebody you don't know, and you don't realize that they're fucking nuts, and you're too far in to disengage with any grace, you know? So I'm walking back for the bathroom. This little woman looks at me. She's a tiny woman. She's got a baseball hat on. She's like, oh my God, who are you? I go, I'm Mark Maron. She's like, you saved my life. When you were on the radio, you saved my life. Oh, my God. I was just talking about you. And, of course, you just want to go, thank you. I'm going to go back to the people I don't know because I'm more comfortable. And she goes, wait, I need to talk to you outside right now. And I'm like, fuck it. Okay. So I go outside, and she's standing there. She's going, do you know about the Mormons here? Do you know about the Mormons and what they did to me? And I'm like, no, I don't. Shit. Right. And I'm like, I'm sorry for whatever happened. She's like, do you know about what the football coach did? Do you know what he did to me and why that happened? I'm like, look, I don't know. Right. But
so now you're in.
Right. You can't go. Yeah. Right. And I'm like, I'm sorry that happened. She goes, listen, I'm buying property in the northern part of the state for the people against rape. And I'm thinking, like, what? Are there other kinds of people? I didn't realize that was
from rapists.
Like that was a minority that needed protection. Yeah. Like, good for you, but you don't say that. You say, good. That sounds very noble. I'm glad you're doing that, right? So then she says, listen, don't go. I've got a carload of articles on the Beatles. And and I've written a letter to the governor about what the football coach did, and I need you to go with me to deliver it to the governor's office. Will you go?
Sure.
Right.
Please tell me you said yes, just for the goof.
But no, what I said was, look, good luck with everything, but I really, it's late, and I don't think I can do that with you, but I wish you the best of luck. When you say good luck, and it means, please, I gotta fucking go. Yeah. And she goes, wait, will you just take my business card? And I'm like, okay, all right. Yeah, give me a business card. So she starts rifling through her purse, and she goes, I don't have any. Here's my driver's license.
All right. Just give you her
She gives me her driver's license. I'm holding it. I'm like, I don't need this. I don't want this. And she's like, no, you're going to need it. And she runs off. And now I go back to my hotel room, and I'm like, what the fuck did that mean? And I'm thinking to myself, what did they find her dead in a ditch somewhere? And I got her fucking driver's license. Right. I didn't fill in the part of the story where the cops find me. That didn't matter. I just wanted to panic because it's a hobby. Yeah. So I'm picturing myself with the cop. What the fuck are you going to say in a situation like that? No. I just met her. Look, I didn't know her. There's something going on with the Mormons and what they did, and the football coach did something, and she's putting some land aside for the people against rape, and no, I'm serious. She has a carload of articles on the Beatles, and I was gonna help her deliver a letter to the governor. Fuck it, just take me in. Just take me in. I don't know what I'm guilty of, but that's the truth. But I'm done. Just
wow. You know what happened though? She probably talks to other people and goes, do you know what Mark Maron did to me? Do you know what Mark Maron did to me?
And he took my driver's license.
Took my driver's license, and people the story just gets longer with each person fucking babbles to.
But the weird thing about going to towns like that, because I never think about, when I think about quitting shit, it's always to disappear. I never think like, I'm going to start a new, I'm going to get a new job. But when you go to places like Boise, I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna cancel my MySpace page, get rid of my Facebook, and just disappear and move to Boise. But like a guy like me, man, you move to a town like that, within days, people are going to be going, yeah, there's New York Mark. He's over in the corner. He always sits in that same place, and he just talks to the air and writes things down. I don't know where he came from or why he's here, but no one's talked to him yet.
Not a good candidate for the witness protection program.
No.
A lot of Boiseans.
Oh, yeah?
Writing on instant feedback.
Boiseans?
I'll call them Boiseans. Will writes, ask him about our shitty jocks on Mix 106.
I didn't have time to listen to anything. I was only there for a day. And honestly, Boise was nice. It was a nice hotel. The people were really nice. They listened to me like you're backpedaling. Love Boise. Love to come back and perform.
He also writes, Coach Pete is revered in Boise.
Oh, see.
And he's calling you a fucking psycho for going after Coach Pete.
Yeah, I was the one, by relaying a story about a woman who was psycho. Right. I'm the psycho. See, he lacks the ability in his brain to make a differentiation between people or understand a tone of a tale told by a guy about someone else. That guy just said something bad about football.
What kind of phone you got there,
Fucking
Mark?
Moron.
I know you're all about the technology. You got a BlackBerry or the iPhone?
No, I just got the BlackBerry, and I don't know what the fuck it does. Do you actually know what you're... The only thing I know is that, I got too much shit in here. Because like some people, if you lose your BlackBerry or your cell phone, you're 2 hours away from wandering the streets, digging through garbage, saying, what's my name? Where do I live? Do I work someplace? I think I'm on medicine. Somebody help me. I lost my thing. The fuck? It comes with a book with 900 pages. I don't know who the fuck reads a book. I put my two friends in. I pick a song. I'm done.
Dude, I guard this thing because you're right. I don't.
You're retarded if you lose it.
My mom changed her number about has to be 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know the number.
That's it. You know, there used to be a time when you remembered phone numbers.
I know this is probably hack material, but Ant and I were just talking about this the other day. You had to memorize easily 20 phone numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Easily, right?
Yeah.
I don't need. All right, this is the God's honest truth. We finally got a landline at my joint.
Yeah.
I've had the landline for about a year.
Yeah.
I don't know the number. Even worse than my mom's
Do you
number.
know something?
I swear to God, if I had to call home right now because I lost this, I couldn't do it.
I know numbers from when I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
I could blurt out phone numbers that I had
Me too.
at home when I was 7. And I cannot remember my fucking home phone number because I don't need to call it. I don't know anybody else's phone number. I know that. I don't know your phone number.
And that's because these were
I don't know Jimmy's.
I know the phone number of my fraternity house from Geneseo, and I could just rattle off numbers, but then people are going to be like, you're just rattling off numbers. But I really do know it. And I know the first phone number I ever had in college. And I haven't called those numbers in,
I think I know my coke dealer's phone number. I think. I still know my blow dealer's phone number from 8 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. But the current numbers, who the fuck has time to start memorizing numbers?
And that's presented to us as a convenience. It's good for us to have machines to help us, but it's making us retarded. And I don't know what the hell. What are we doing with that freed up space?
Yeah, there is freed up space.
Oh, hell yeah. It's just this big blank screen. So the second they dance another phone in front of your face, they I want that. I want that.
Need that.
That make fun.
God, there had to be some cells that were just used for those phone numbers.
I saw Mark Maron at the Cellar, and if you want to go here, you can. If not, that's fine too. But you do a whole thing on ringtones that had me dying.
Oh yeah, right. There's a thing about my phone has Bach, Beethoven, Wagner on it.
Yeah.
Little snippets of classical genius being heard the way they were meant to be heard on a small handheld phone device hundreds of years after the death of the composer.
Yeah.
And do you think Beethoven had any inkling when he was deaf and sweating over his Fifth Symphony that one day it would emit from some idiot's pocket? And the response would be, oh, fuck, it's my mom. There's something wrong with that, or am I reading too much into it? Should I just let it go?
Not only that, in all the true grandeur that it was supposed to be written in.
Yeah.
This little fucking tinny sounding. I didn't write it like that, motherfucker.
Oh, it's Beethoven. I wonder if he wrote any other songs. But the other thing that I realized is that I got no fucking I got 2 friends. And these people are like, I got lots of friends. You don't. You got a lot of shallow relationships with people who talk behind your back, and you call that drama life because you're bored at your job, and that's not my fucking problem.
Yeah.
I'm a guy, you need 2 friends. You need the main guy and the guy you go to when you drain the main guy. That's it. Because I'm a panicky fuck. I make these kind of calls. Dude, I'm in trouble. No, she's fucking, I don't know what the fuck. Are you tired? I take a break. I'll call the other guy.
The friend thing is so true. My mom said when I was I think I was in junior high, and I had a ton of friends like anyone would have a ton of friends at that age. She goes, when you die, if you could count 5 friends, consider yourself lucky. And I'm like, Mom, you're fucking nuts. But the older I get, she's so right.
Yeah, because there's first of all, I've lost a lot of friends to kids. And and you resent them for it too. You're like, dude, I need a little help. They're like, hold on a minute, get out from under the thing. You're gonna hurt yourself. I got no time. All right, well, fuck you then. Fuck you. Apparently, your kid's more important.
You know what it is with the phone numbers? There's too many of them now because of the devices. Because everybody's got their cell phone. It used to be a household, one number to a household.
Right.
And
God, you're right.
if you were friends, if you had a friend at that house, you knew the number. And now everyone in that house has a phone. And when you meet people, it used to be you either got their business card or they wrote the number down. When you got home, you either said, this is important, I'll put it in my phone book, or you threw the fucking thing away. Now, everyone pulls their phones out and goes, what's your number? And you put it in, and you get this laundry list of people you never fucking call. Mm-hmm. They never call you.
You collect them.
You collect, it's like collectible things look at all the contacts I got.
I do have his number.
Do you need...
Dude.
Like fucking 3/4 of the numbers in there. Do you even fucking need them?
It's funny you say that because I got my BlackBerry and I finally switched over from my Pebble, right? And I got all my numbers in here. And I'm going through the list. And I actually saved this because there's a guy on my phone named Omar Salim.
Who the fuck are you? What, a terrorist?
I have
what are you doing?
But I kept it in my phone.
He's waiting somewhere. The second Greg Hughes pops up on his phone, he's got to blow something up.
Right.
Don't call him.
But there was a time.
You're a fucking head of a cell.
You've got a remote control that you don't know about.
By the way, I changed the name to protect the innocent, but the Omar and the Salim is very close. But this guy was important somewhere in my past.
At some fucking 5 minutes.
It's probably a limo driver that you just put the number on.
That's probably right.
I don't know.
Yeah, so you could get the car.
Dude, I have no fucking
too.
idea. And I said, you know what? Instead of deleting this, I got to keep this in my phone, and I want to call Omar and see who the fuck he is. And why is he in my phone?
Yeah, you put just one name down. I do that a lot. Just the first name. Like, who the fuck is
Who
Rick?
is that? You know what I do these days, though?
I'm going to give you another one, too, because I have a bunch of them. Go ahead, Andy.
There are people that, like, there's this guy will not stop fucking calling from a bank that wants to handle my money.
Well, that's nice.
And yeah, thanks. I have people that do that, but he won't stop calling, so I just labeled it finance asshole. So whenever it rings and that comes up, I know don't answer it.
You know,
that's finance asshole.
You're talking about home phones. You remember when you were a kid and you knew the one kid that I got my own phone number at my house?
Oh, yeah.
And you always thought, like, holy shit,
fucking
that guy's fucking cool. He's got his own phone number.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking cool.
I made a big mistake. I broke a personal rule of mine.
Yeah.
I used to have this rule in my life, and you guys will know who I'm talking about. Jim, I had this rule in my life: never give a Shapiro your phone number. All right, so like last night, 2 nights ago, I run into Rick. He's like, yeah, I like talking to you, you know. So I gave him my phone number, thinking like, just if you want to talk about that one thing, and then of course, like 12 hours later, 3 a.m, hi, it's Rick.
Yeah. I got another one in my.
I love Rick though. Don't get me wrong.
Great. I got another one in my phone. Don't even know why it's in here. Dane Cook.
Oh my God!
Fuck!
Do you have Bob Kelly's phone?
No, that was
I'm going to trump you.
G for God.
I'm going to trump you. I've got Moby's phone number.
Whoa! Hey, that's a big one.
What is that about?
Let's see. Who's the biggest celebrity we have in here?
Okay, I'll do. Let's play that game.
Let's play that game.
I got Mr. Carlin's phone number.
You do?
Jimmy
I
Norton.
swear to God, right there.
What?
I got Mr. George Carlin.
No, you. Well, try to call it.
I got Mitch Hedberg's phone number. He hasn't answered in months.
Oh my God!
I have Eddie Trunk.
Ooh.
And I have
Nick Schwartzen. I got a Schwartzen.
Laszlo.
I got Imus's phone number.
Wow,
that's a good one.
I don't have one.
Nah.
All right, here's
Adam
another
Ferrara.
guy. Here's another guy. It's in my
Belzer.
phone.
I got a Belzer.
Oh, that
Ooh,
works.
A Belzer. Here's another guy.
Yeah.
There's a guy named Jahan. Dude, what's going on? I got an Omar, now I got a Jahan. I don't know who this Jahan is.
You live a life of international intrigue.
You got Chuck Palahniuk?
What the fuck is that?
You got Chuck Palahniuk?
Who is that?
He's a writer. He wrote Fight Club.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
that's a
wrote
good one.
mediocre shit after
I got
that.
Sarah Silverman. Who doesn't?
All right. You know something? I have no less than 18 cops in my phone.
Wow.
Good. That's good, though.
That's pretty much all I have.
Who the fuck's Jahan?
Wow.
I'm calling Jahan.
Jimmy Schubert. I got a Schubert.
Tom Chiusano.
All right, I'm calling Jahan.
Are you really?
It's called Tom Chiusano.
The only 2 celebrities I have are Dice and Chuck Liddell.
I saw Dice a couple weeks ago. He was fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
He was hilarious. Like, because I used to see, when I was a doorman at the Comedy Store, I saw him at the peak of the thing, but now he's older and he's a little heavier and he doesn't give a fuck anymore. He has never been funnier. He's just talking about going to Staples with his kids. It was fucking hilarious.
That's funny now, thinking of Dice at Staples.
Yeah, he just talks about bullshit, and you forget that. Like, the one thing I know, as you've been doing it as long as we have, is that you watch comics now, and you can't, if you close your eyes, you can't fucking differentiate between one guy and another. They're all doing their version of Attell or Hedberg, and they just kind of plow through it. But like Dice gets up there, despite whatever you may think of him or whatever you like, whether you liked him or not, he's a real deal. No one ever did whatever the fuck it was he did.
Yeah.
But now he's older and he just tells stories, but you realize he's got a way of looking at things that's fucking unique. It's just fucking unique what he gets pissed off about.
Yeah.
And he's just talking about, like, you remember when you were a kid and you wake up, you're like, well, where am I going to empty my balls today? Who the hell thinks like that? Where am I going to empty my balls? And then he goes, and he says, now I wake up, and he goes, you know what? I'm going to Staples. I'm going to Staples today. So he does this whole thing, and the things he gets pissed off about are so ridiculous because he's like,
of course,
he's standing at Staples. He's standing there, and some guy comes up to me and says, they're having a sale on copiers. And fucking Dice goes, who the fuck does that? Who just comes up to you and asks you, tells you they're having a sale on copy? Really? You're that aggravated about that?
He gets so annoyed.
It's fucking hilarious.
Oh, it's hysterical.
That's wonderful.
Where am I going to empty my balls today?
What is that?
All right, Jahan didn't answer. I don't know who the fuck he is and why he's in my phone, but he didn't answer.
Oh, okay, Quentin Tarantino.
You don't have his phone number.
No, it would be cool to have, I'm saying.
Oh. All right, I got to find out who this Omar is.
I got John Mayer.
Oh.
I got Galifianakis.
All right, I'm calling Omar.
You are?
Yeah.
There's some people. I got a Tim Robbins. That's pretty good.
That's a pretty big one.
Yeah, that's a good one
Let's
to
call
have.
him.
You want
Oh,
to?
you got some good ones.
I never call him, because I'm one of those people that I'm like,
And
yeah.
all circuits
wow.
are busy, so I can't call
Here's
Omar.
one massage girl who I gave 300 to a bunch of times to jerk me off. And here's one I used to fuck in L.A. without a rubber for 500 a pop. It was started as 300. I talked you up to no condom for 500.
I got Al Lubell's phone number. I don't think he has a place to live.
Hold on, this is fucked up. I got dudes that are in sleeper cells. Anthony's got cops, and Jimmy's got massage therapists.
A lot of hookers, brother.
and Mark Maron's got a bunch of celebs.
Here's a girl who
I never
used
call.
to smell her ass from Boston.
It smelled that bad?
No, she. That's funny.
Oh, and I got a lot of phone numbers of ex program directors at radio stations. Lots of those.
Yeah.
Lots of those.
Here's a woman who's getting married who I always wanted to fuck me and never would. I keep these numbers.
Like a Brett Butler. Got a
goodness.
Brett Butler.
Here's a tranny.
You have all these numbers. You keep them.
Here's a fucking a model who I eventually got to fuck me. I mean, she was a nude model. I paid her. It wasn't.
Oh, that's
Wow.
That's impressive.
This is good radio, just us looking at our phones.
Us going through phone. Well, you know something? This is star-studded.
This was a sexy girl, Laura, who I started seeing for massage, and she used to fuck me. I wrote her a check one time for $140.
Really?
Yeah, she was
a
good.
check.
Yeah, I used to write her checks for fucking.
Not very
her.
smart.
What do you mean? I don't care. I'm not a fucking politician.
Now, see, some people have recommended me the life of whoring, or of going out with, or purchasing whores, however you say, because I'm not that kind of guy. I've always been the kind of guy that, I make people I love act like whores.
Excuse me, dominatrix, who I once paid $100 to jerk off while she put her hairy armpits in my face in my car.
Ew.
True story.
Did you? Was that like when you do something like that? Was that like I'm daring myself to do something new, or was it an actual craving?
No, we had a good chemistry. I liked her scent. She
okay,
didn't wear
it's a smell
deodorant.
thing?
She really turned me on.
What the hell is this number?
Probably Nambla.
Now I'm going to have to see who this is.
Fucking, we're a lawyer who specializes in pederast cases.
Gateway Animal Hospital. Anything? Okay. Got Geraldo. Have you guys talked to him lately?
Here's a couple I paid to watch fuck.
I got a Henry Rollins.
Hello?
That's a good one.
Wait, Ant's calling someone.
Someone's going to steal my phone.
Okay, I didn't know that was you. Okay.
Start calling people, dude, what's up? It's not Mark. Click.
I'm just fucking around.
Right. I got Omar's voicemail, and I don't recognize the voice
Talk to you
whatsoever.
soon.
How could you?
And
He's
then-
he's a
Bye.
driver.
Who'd you just call?
I'm just fucking around.
Who'd you call?
Huh?
Oh.
I call people on Pal Talk, so I watch them answer their phone. And then everyone laughs.
I've got a floating Joel. A floating Joel. That's a Joel with no last name, no identifying. I don't know who that is.
A floating
The
Joel.
floating
That's
Joel.
funny. All right. My sister just called. She's at an airport, so I got to go. I got to pick her up at an airport.
What?
I really do.
You
it's
do?
time to go anyway. But Mark,
let's get the fuck out of here.
Mark, if you want to stay and do radio, you're more than welcome.
Just hang out after you guys go?
And do phones for an hour. I'm dead serious. This is all we do. And for some reason it works.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of me going, yeah, they just left. I don't know what they were
Dude, you used
talking
to-
about.
You used to do your thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You don't have to. I don't want to put the pressure on you.
No,
If you want to, then you could do open phones and just fuck around. Danny will help you out. If you're looking for something to do, I just want to give you the invite. Some guys take us up on it. Some guys say no.
I think I gotta pass on
All
it
right,
this
no
time.
worries.
Thanks, man.
Line of the day sponsored by Carbonite.com. Carbonite backs up your computer hard drive so you never have to worry about losing any of your files. Check it out at Carbonite.com. Promo code XM. Here's the first runner-up line of the day.
We ended up turning that thing around,
Yeah.
thank God.
Yes, and then completely blowing it up.
Yeah. Good point, Jimmy. Good point.
I hate my fucking laugh.
Oh,
Fucking laugh like a bitch.
It's like an angel.
Yeah, it is, Jimmy.
You had boy with the most angelic laugh.
I won that 3 years in a row
I know.
until that Wilkerson boy took it. Well, he was injured in a fire mysteriously the following year.
Ted Wilkerson?
What?
Who's this Ted?
And he doesn't know.
He just doesn't
who
go
Ted
in.
is.
Why
No.
would he go within?
Why?
Why would he help you with a bit?
But he wasn't. That wasn't the boy's name.
And what happened, Jimmy? Then you tried to change your laugh to get back at the Wilkerson boy, and it just never
I
caught
tried
on?
sweetening it up.
Thank you, 5 Hour Energy, for this horse shit you just listened to for the last hour. They're hooking the show up with some energy drinks. Anyone try out the 5 Hour Energy? Delicious. No crash, right? You feeling alert and shit?
Yeah.
And getting ready to empty your ball bag somewhere?
Where am I going to empty my balls?
That is amazing. Here's another runner-up line of the day.
You're going to get yourself shot if you go outside that house with a gun.
You wanna make a
What
bet?
do you think? Stay
You want to make a bet?
Joe Horn.
Joe Horn really did fucking...
Joe Horn.
Did really spit it out.
Just want to acknowledge that a bunch of people are hoping you do stay. Do it, please, Mark. Jimmy's Vinegar Bag. So
That's the guy's real name, actually.
You got support from Jimmy's Vinegar Bag.
He's of the Massachusetts Vinegar Bags.
Yeah.
Not to be confused
That's a
with
very
Texas.
old family.
It is.
And then you got
They're old money.
Squareheads in your corner as well.
Well, that's relaxing. I like that.
Another runner-up line of the day.
I mean, this is who I call her up, and I'm like, you want me to come over? She's like, what, you don't want to come over? And I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
The fuck?
What just fucked? And I'm like, I just said I wanted to come over. She goes, well, you didn't say
Mark Maron. Very good appearance. Anything you're promoting? Nothing?
I'll be at the Cellar tonight.
Doing your thing?
Yeah, I'll be on Thursday night. I'll be at the UCB Theater in Los Angeles with Greg Proops doing a thing.
Proops is funny, man.
He's fast. We do
He's a quick motherfucker.
Yeah, we do sort of a talk show thing sometimes.
I was pleasantly surprised because I didn't like his TV shit.
Right.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, people connect him with the improv thing. He's a very
I didn't like
biting.
that.
Yeah, no. But
And,
it's a brain.
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
And, I saw him at Caroline's. I was pleasantly surprised.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot why I went there.
Yeah.
Not because he did our show. Whatever. I think it was a friend of mine was a big fan, and he dragged me along. I'm like, come on.
For the amount of pot he smokes,
I was impressed.
How
big
quick
time.
he is. It's unbelievable how quick he is.
Yeah,
It's
if you've never seen Greg Proops and you only know him from TV, do yourself a favor and check him out.
We used to do these morning shows in San Francisco, the radio live events. And one morning it was like 5:30, 6 in the morning. Proop shows up, and that was back when I was still doing drugs. And he pulls out this joint, and he's like, "You want it?" And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like a hardcore pothead, so I didn't know what I was getting into. So I smoked this joint with him, and I get on the fucking panel, for the stand-up, and I'm retarded. I can't even fucking talk. And Proops kept going, "What do you think, Mark?" And I'm like, and then,
oh shit!
And then he leans over to me in the middle of this after I'm on this hallucinatory Humboldt weed, and in the middle of all this, he goes, "I invented you." and he just pulls his
fuck you up a little bit.
Yeah,
A little bit. Wow.
What's the matter with Maron? Just a figment of Greg Proops' head. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's funny though.
Absolutely. That's a nice combo, you and him.
That's
a good one.
I get very personal, and he just keeps shredding me, and then I just keep saying things about his hair and his head.
I like when you guys pair up with somebody, that kind of makes a nice little
it can be
combo
great.
platter.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then other times you're like, wow, why did that guy get that guy to open for him?
Oh yeah,
It's weird sometimes.
Sometimes I get
It's
put on
inside
bills.
shit.
When you get to a club and you're put on a bill with somebody, you're like, how come
I
this
hate
is
that
happening?
guy.
Yeah, why
I don't
is
want
this
people to think I like Yakov Smirnoff.
That's what my dad did. He did one of those. You know what you got to do? You got to go to Branson.
Oh boy!
Oh, yeah.
You got to go to what's that guy's name? Yaku? Who is it? He did all right down there. You got to go over there.
Yeah.
Good old Yakov Smirnoff. All right, another runner-up line of the day.
You like this, you idiot? Hey, dummy.
And then it would be really funny if she's like, "What'd you say?" And then you're like, "Oh no, that's right. This is the blind one."
I love when they're out of context, and unless you heard it, you're like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah.
We laugh.
And laugh.
Laugh your goddamn heads off.
One more runner-up line of the day.
Laughing.
Thank you, Butcher.
The letter Z, and they're up to C.
Up to the C's.
Come Dancing by the Kinks. Boy, that's excitement, isn't it, guys?
If they're up to the C's, when do they play The Ex-Wife?
Who's that?
Thanks.
That was Anthony.
Yeah.
That was great.
Carbonite.com. Guys, you have fun out there today?
Yeah.
Wow, that was
As you can tell, it's not quite a Friday crowd.
Yeah, it's a almost Friday crowd.
What day is it?
We got about 10 people today.
It's Tuesday, right?
We invite the listeners up every day now.
That's great.
One Friday we had well over 100 people in here.
But you know, we used to do that back in the day when I was in San Francisco. Bennett.
Alex Bennett.
You'd go in, but towards the end of his reign in San Francisco, it was just like one guy with a new Star Trek book. He was just sitting by himself.
He was an influence on Howard Stern's career.
Yeah, Bennett was good. He was great.
Alex Bennett.
He was real good at the comedy, I'll tell you that.
And I remember hearing some old shows of him where he had the live studio audience, and no one was really doing it.
Yeah, it was kind of...
How many radio guys have done the live studio audience for whatever reason?
I don't know why. Even if you just get 10 people and it's great.
It's fun because if you're like dying, you just go to the crowd and you'll get something out of them.
Yeah, and you got someone to look at.
Yeah, you got some dope from Toronto. I'm sure we could do 20 minutes on that guy. Yeah, you, sir.
Took him a while to wave.
I understand. Well, it's Canada Day today, so, just like the 4th of July. They call it the 1st of July.
Yeah.
I was in Vancouver. That place is weird. You been to Vancouver?
I got blown in Vancouver on an alley. I fucking spent my last 100 American, 80 on the hooker, and then 20 on her friends who come over and she goes, "You want to pat my bum? For 20 you can." And one girl blew me, and another girl I rubbed her ass. And I fucking
For $20 you rubbed a girl's ass?
Oh yeah, why wouldn't I? It's 1990. That's fucking 18 years ago.
That's going to put my little Vancouver joke to pale.
I didn't know what happened.
He didn't really care that he'd ever been in Vancouver. He was setting himself up for a Vancouver joke.
Oh, I'm what an ass I am.
Well, no, because
you actually answered the question.
But but when you were there, didn't it look like But honestly, the city's so modern. It looks like it was all built at once. Like it was built from a kit, and it's so you're in Vancouver. You actually have these moments where you think everyone should be wearing the same color jumpsuit. THX 1138.
The future.
Yeah,
that's a future city.
The city of the future.
Yes.
I still like Lindsay Lohan. I still think she's fucking hot.
Oh yeah, she was here one day. We got pictures with her.
Yep.
She went all the way up.
New countdown clock though for that fucking daughter, that fucking illegitimate daughter that her father's got.
Oh really? This one?
Yeah. Roll the countdown clock on this one. What is she? 13?
She's sexy.
Fucking look. You got how many years? 5 years?
Well, 2 if it's
5-year clock. Roll it.
Countdown clock already fucking went off as far as I'm concerned.
2 for Anthony.
What?
I don't know. Just took a shot.
I
Here's
don't
your
date
line of the
minors.
day. I know. Here comes the line of the day. Line of the day.
Barry Manilow right now. Couldn't be the Magic.
Barry Manilow.
Couldn't be the Magic.
Couldn't be the Magic? Yeah. Oh, who gives a crap?
Oh, God damn, no. Fortune cookie nookie.
E-Rock gets line of the day, everyone.
Fortune cookie nookie.
Yeah.
There's
a CBS FM, and by the way, there's some fallout. One guy walked down the hall and kicked a box really hard. He's really pissed off.
Is the woman mad?
I was just what was her name?
They're a little mad over there. They're doing some dumb A to Z countdown, the oldest station here in New York, and they happen to be right next door to where we broadcast on the other side.
Yeah.
And so you heard it, but E-Rock, go in there and ask him what song they're up to. They're in the C, so he says what he did, Barry Manilow, and then says, who gives a... Well, we want him to say shit.
Yeah.
But then it wouldn't make the radio, so he goes, who gives a crap, and just slams the door in the guy's face live on the show. It was great.
I love when me and Anthony bump heads going for the most predictable line.
Totally predictable, whatever.
Yeah, but it's a good line.
What was your name?
All right, if XM starts to pay us, we'll do more radio for you guys. Until then, gotta make a stand. And then Mark Maron might be here after the break. I got 2 teases for you. One, we'll see which one comes up.
I want to do radio.
Okay.
Yeah, we like doing radio for XM.
Sure
should at least acknowledge that, right?
Is it really a question or no?
They say that. To be fair, they say there's no issue, but
they say you guys are gods. How can we let you go?
But they say.
Are they really in any position to start, taking people off?
Well.
No. Let's just go with no.
Yeah. We'll go with no.
Good.
Hopefully no. Yeah, Jimmy goes with hopefully no. Yeah. This is the awkward part of the show, guys. We don't know how to end usually.
We never know how to end the show, but I know how to end it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What?
It's 11 o'clock. Let's get the
How
fuck
about
out
we
of
go
here.
out there and interview Big John Studd?
That's my Toronto pal. Yeah.
A lot of Canucks coming into this fucking place.
Of course they're coming to America. What are they going to do in Canada? It's still snowing up there.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Look at a map.
All right. Yep.
Hi, I'm Casey Kasem. This letter comes in from Kathy in Oklahoma. She writes, Dear Casey, I like getting fucked in my anus and in my cunt. Could you play anal cunt for my boyfriend? I also go ass to mouth. Well, we'll get that right on for you. Here's anal cunt on American Top 40.
Opie and Anthony.